This podcast is part of the Planet Broadcasting Network.
Visit planetbroadcasting.com for more podcasts from our great mates.
Red hot comic book movie news, shooting up your butthole. The Weekly Planet, the Weekly Planet.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Weekly Planet, where we talk movies and comics and TV shows. My name is James, also known as Mr. Sunday. With me, as always, is my co-host Nick Mason.
It's great to be here.
It is great to be here. What's new? What's the news of the world?
Oh, because you haven't been outside, is what
Never,
you're saying.
and I never will.
The pizza place near you still selling good pizzas.
Is that true?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you mean good old dirty Aussie pizzas?
That's exactly right. Yes.
Thick crusts.
You read my mind.
Too much ham.
You read my mind and you smelled my breath. Clearly, is what happened there. Yeah.
You're picking one up after the show, aren't you?
No, I had one.
Oh, you had one?
Yeah.
My goodness, you must have smashed that like a...
We did.
It was probably too fast.
The roof of my mouth is burning.
You could have eaten it here. Did you eat in the car out the front?
No.
You could have come in.
No, refuse. People are going to want the pizza. No.
Do you want the pizza smell when you get back in the car? You want that?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Want that.
Some people like a new car smell. I like somebody's eaten too many pizzas in this car smell.
Gotcha, absolutely.
Yeah. Anyway, big week for everything.
There's lots of things.
entertainment. We did our WandaVision.
Oh, we did, didn't we?
We recorded some videos.
Yeah.
We did a WandaVision. We reviewed Superman 4.
We did. Oh, that's
But
coming up, isn't it? Superman 3 is this
I should
week.
let the listeners know. I recorded those on a lot of painkillers.
With an extraordinary headache, yeah.
So I
don't think you can tell.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay. Good.
Nobody said anything, but we'll see. But then again, we did the Superman one after, so it may have been getting worse.
Oh,
But-
that's true, yeah.
Yeah, and I haven't done the audio edit of that yet to send to Ben.
And so as a little treat for myself, I watched our WandaVision recap because normally I wouldn't, but I'm like,
yeah. What did I say?
well, I'm like, I think I made a reference to John Krasinski, and then I watched it. I'm like, that's all I did. I just made constant references.
Did you really
to
not remember that?
Yeah.
That was like the linchpin of the show.
Well, there you go.
Anyway, I thought it turned out well. Also, because Colleagues does an amazing edit.
Amazing, yeah.
Speaking of, this week's episode will be a little bit late.
That's right.
Because you are working Friday, which is when we normally watch it. So
That's
we'll
right.
probably push back a day, just so people know. But it's still coming.
Yeah,
and in the
that's right.
meantime, let's do some...
Don't make any other theories while we're away.
Please don't.
Do not engage your own brain. It's
Minimal
not healthy.
speculation.
It makes it hurt, as I've learned.
That's right, exactly.
So don't risk it.
I can't believe you did that on a migraine. It's incredible. You shouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have done it. But that's just me. I'm a coward.
Well, you don't commit to content.
No, I
You've
don't.
never done it.
No, why would I? That's why I just talk about other people's content. It's just easier. Just be
That's
like,
true.
this is crap. Make a better thing.
a better one.
Why is this old movie not as good anymore? You know, I'm that guy. Anyway, this week we're talking about the new Justice League trailer, which I don't think you've spoken about yet. I want to hear your thoughts.
Certainly not publicly.
No. Tim Burton's doing a new thing with the Addams Family. There's a Cruella trailer. If
Yep.
you saw that. A composer for Doctor Strange. Constantine's getting another series. Star Wars news. And then, of course, we've got a couple of special guests coming in to talk about some video game stuff.
That's right.
But
and plug some stuff.
And plug some stuff.
We
yeah.
wouldn't bring anybody in just to talk about
Absolutely.
stuff.
We don't do that. We're not crazy. Let's get started though.
Please, let's do
Justice
it.
League trailer. So I did a trailer breakdown. So
Yep.
people have no doubt watched that and just loved it. But what did you think of it?
God, refresh my memory. What did happen in that
It's
trailer?
got that IMAX ratio.
Steppenwolf in this version is revealed to have like
His head looks like
the helmet. The helmet is shaped. The helmet is shaped like his head.
Yeah.
How does he get it on?
I guess
it's nanotech.
Yeah,
or
it's
something.
like spikes and.
But he's got a hammerhead shark shaped skull.
Yeah, bad.
I think he's got extra brains in there.
Yes. Follow up question: what is in and this isn't specific to this version of the Justice League universe or whatever. But why all these people have like different shaped heads and shit? Like, is there like a race? Because they just look like just a collection.
A race to have the weirdest head.
Yeah, that's exactly it. It's just a collection of oddbods. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Just standing around. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. What is
the raggy dolls?
The raggy
As
dolls.
we said before, all modern culture is based on a cartoon I saw once about 30 years ago called the Raggy Dolls.
Because like Darkseid is like 3 foot tall and Steppenwolf, and they have different shaped heads, but also maybe they're related because Steppenwolf is his uncle in the comics or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
But
do,
he's a
yeah.
big rock man, and then there's just like a regular old woman there. Do you know what I mean? And then
Granny
Desard's,
Goodness is just a regular
yeah,
woman.
Desard's like a big fish piranha faced dude.
Sounds delightfully diverse, if you ask me.
Look, I'm not complaining, but I just want to know what they're up to. Where are they from? Are they from different places? Is it different continents? Do you know what I mean?
Maybe it's just like maybe it's just a mutation of birth.
Okay.
And your husband and wife, and you're in the doctor's office, and they're like, "Congratulations, it's a boy," and then they show you the ultrasound, and you're like, "Oh, that's going to be a heck of a thing getting out because that baby has a hammerhead head."
It could be one of those things where, like, you know, where you bind with that foot binding that they do.
Oh yes.
It's like that, but with a head.
Or
know
how
what
you
I mean?
make a square watermelon.
Exactly,
Put
how you
box
make a
around
square
it, yeah.
watermelon.
So when your baby's born, you put him in a hammer-shaped helmet.
That's right.
Okay.
And you never let it
Oh,
out.
that was the big reveal from this trailer that I've just remembered. At the end, of course,
Yes.
we live in a society.
the one new saying that we got that they've filmed for it. What did you think? That's ironic,
I mean,
right?
what do I think? Is it relevant what I think?
Yes, Mason. It's ironic, right?
okay.
It's ironic.
I
It's a
don't-
joke.
Like it's a I'm the juggernaut bitch kind of
Yeah.
insert, I guess,
Yes.
because the meme endures and
Yes.
turns in that. I wonder about that. I wonder also if maybe there's a redub in this because he says, you know, we live in a society, something, isn't that right? Batman. And I'm
Yeah.
wondering if in the movie he says, isn't that right? Bruce Wayne.
Oh my God.
Because I know your secret identity. and
But
I'm
at that
going for
point,
ages.
it's like it's the future. We're in a desert. It doesn't.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not sleeping in a boardroom. Like I'm running around the desert in my Batman costume and an additional trench coat on top of that costume.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
You'd think at that point you'd probably ditch the Batman cowl for like maybe something.
It's bulletproof. Remember?
Oh yeah, no, I forgot it's completely bulletproof. Yeah,
You would absolutely not
You
ditch
can
it.
hit it with a tank shell and he'll be fine. So I guess that's probably right. Yeah. Okay. Good point. I was going to suggest some sort of flowing robe of some sort, like a hood or something. But you're right. It's better. It'd be cooler in the desert. Loose layers.
That's
you know?
right. Speaking of migraines, though, that guy would have had a migraine fighting Doomsday. Like, really, wouldn't he?
Yes,
He got
for
shot in
sure.
the back of the head, and then it's like, and you got to fight this monster. Oh, God, okay. Good thing. I'm easily the least useful person here.
Maybe that explains some of the mistakes that were made in
Yes.
that final scene about
Maybe it does.
Superman. You know, he's popped some ibuprofen or whatever. It's finally taken effect, and he's like, "Hey, wait, just get Wonder Woman to throw the spear." Oh, it's too late. It's too late. Oh,
So,
I took the rapid one.
yeah, absolutely, yeah, exactly. The water soluble, isn't that even better, even quicker?
Maybe. Yep.
It tastes bad though, so
Yeah.
I'll wait. So Warner Brothers also apparently suggested to Zack Snyder, who's doing the rounds, that maybe they should release it in an unfinished state. Just put it out. We've got an edit.
Wait,
you know,
what? In what sense?
Put the movie out. Like he edited it.
Yes.
It just hadn't had the special effects on top of it. And he was like, no, I'm not doing that.
like how X-Men Origins Wolverine was leaked.
Yeah, exactly.
Pre-special effects.
Yeah, well, some of it would be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
Because then they don't have to put any money into it.
Oh, this is in addition to.
No,
I thought
yeah,
you meant-
this is
I
instead
thought you,
of.
I thought you meant in the sense of like, as a little teaser, we'll release the movie you're going to release with no special effects on it. That would okay.
Yeah.
So their option, so their counter offer to him was, can we just not spend any more money on this?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Great stuff.
Well, it's a very reasonable offer as opposed
Yeah.
to spending the 80 million or whatever they're spending on it.
I
So
guess- yeah, I guess that's
and
true.
will they make a return on that? We don't know at this point because they don't. I don't know. We'll find out the numbers of who signed up for it and whatever. But HBO
Yeah.
is going to have a bumper year regardless.
Maybe they would have to. I'm sure there's some way to calculate like the number of people who signed up
Mm.
in the month preceding, and then how long it takes before they cancel again.
Yeah.
And then you can go, okay, well they stuck around for 6 months, so
Totally.
that counts
Yeah.
as the box office. Something. I don't
Exactly.
know.
Yeah. And if it's indefinitely, then you always get that money.
That's right.
So that's how it works. The other thing is apparently he turned down a mini series about Robin and Joker. So like how he killed Robin and whatever.
Or became the Joker.
Oh my God, can you imagine? Bruce, it's me in a society and I'm Robin.
And I've always been Robin.
Yeah. So that's good.
And I guess
guess
the-
not good. I would have liked to have seen that, if I'm honest.
Yeah, would have been fun.
See his version of that.
Also, I guess this version of the, the version of the Joker we've seen in Suicide Squad got all of his tattoos in like a very short period of time,
Yes.
and in this version, the apocalypse happened, and he didn't have a chance to go to the tattoo parlor. I guess.
Hmm. No. Well, maybe the whipping sand like took that tattoo off his forehead.
Okay,
You know what
sure.
I mean? Just like ground it down.
Maybe.
That's what I think's happened here. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep.
But speaking of that series, though, we don't know when specifically that was mentioned. I'd imagine it was around the time of Batman v Superman.
But also, and do you have written there that
I have nothing else written here.
I was going to say Zack Snyder expressed interest this week in directing an Arthurian Legends.
Oh yeah, no, I have got. I do have this written here actually.
right.
Yes, I've been thinking about some kind of retelling, like a real sort of faithful retelling of that Arthurian mythology concept. We'll see. Maybe that'll come out at some point. No thanks. And it's not because of him specifically.
Yeah, right.
It's just I don't want to see any more King Arthur shit. We just did it. It was King Arthur with lads, remember?
Oh, lads. Yes, exactly right. Yeah, no, you're right. And, based on, the symbolism of Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice, he seems to be really on board with, Excalibur and King Arthur and all that sort of stuff.
A woman throwing a sword from a lake or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah, cool. So I guess he'd do it more fantasy-esque, right?
Well, I
Not
don't know.
like, Clive Owen's King Arthur where it was just a guy called Arthur and he pulled the sword out of his parents' grave or some shit. Remember that?
Nah.
Yeah, you saw it with me, I think.
No, I don't think I did.
Never seen King Arthur 2004?
It's just a man wandering bleary-eyed out of a pub and he finds a sword in a gutter and he just uses it to steady himself as he waddles home.
Terrific. Though apparently the kid who will be king should be king. This kid's king.
Yeah.
Apparently that's good. That recent one.
I've heard nothing
it's
but
a Joe
good things,
Carnahan movie, I think. Or he's involved in some way. But look, honestly, let him do it. I don't care. Go for it.
And I think I said something similar on Twitter, but I cannot wait. It tickles me the idea of just like people whose whole lives have been devoted to, exploring the myth and legend of King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table, just being told they don't understand the symbolism by just like people with sucker punch avatars. I think that would be a lot of fun.
I bet you got a lot of great responses to that as well.
Mostly not, actually.
Oh, really?
I think the Snyder fan base operates in waves.
Yeah.
I think they're very intense for a minute.
Yep.
And then they cool off or they get tired. They have to have a little nap and then.
I think they took a hit when he supported Joe Biden as well. I think they put a dent in it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he did. Huh. He was like, I love farming and I love Joe Biden. And some people were like, well, I love farming, but I hate Joe Biden.
Oh, right. Okay, sure.
Or whatever happened there. Let's speaking of dark,
Go on.
We took a dark turn then with the Justice League,
Yes.
the darkest movie ever made.
Uh-huh.
Tim Burton is bringing back Wednesday Addams, but to Netflix in a live-action coming-of-age series. Burton will make his TV directorial debut on the sleuthing, supernaturally infused mystery that follows Wednesday as a student of the Nevermore Academy.
So just Wednesday Addams. Interesting.
I mean,
but I
it would
assume
have to be the other
The
members.
family would, yeah.
Yeah.
I was always under the impression as a kid that the Addams family was the superior spooky family product to the Munsters.
We had this discussion.
I don't know, but I think
But the Munsters was more popular?
I think so. And probably because it was more like very clearly
Frankenstein,
defined.
the Mummy and whatever.
Yeah, very clearly defined archetypes. There was a Frankenstein and a vampire and etc.
Yeah.
Whereas the Addams family is just like a bunch of weirdos.
I think I've only seen Addams Family Values.
Ah.
Which Addams Family have you seen?
I've seen all the Addams
Did you see the third one with Daryl Hannah?
Okay, I haven't seen the third one.
So, did you see the animated one from like a year and a
Haven't seen that one.
This is an interesting thing that you said before.
Have played the Super Nintendo game.
Oh, are you Uncle Fester?
No, you're Gomez.
Okay, so but Addams Family on I think Ness, your Uncle Fester, and you got that gun.
Festus Quest.
Yes,
That's a different
That's
game.
a different
That's
game.
not based
Have you
on
played
the
all the
movie.
games as well?
Yes,
Yeah,
I
wow.
played Festus Quest.
I've just seen the Angry Video Game Nerd episode.
yeah.
That's all. Oh, speaking of dark,
Uh-oh. Things are getting darker in this room.
the Cruella trailer.
Oh, yes.
So people are saying this is Joker, but for Disney, like it's Disney's Joker.
Oh, yes,
but it's it's Cruella,
Right.
Cruella.
Looking forward to this for 6 months. This is going to be great. This is going to be great.
I don't more care about this because I've never cared about this franchise, but I like Emma Stone and I like where one side of your hair is one color and one's the other. So that's all I need.
Big fan of that a Bat Dance era Prince.
And I'm not. But what did you think of this trailer?
I mean, I think it doesn't paint her in a particularly good light, the character. So I feel like it's not. It's not a Maleficent where it's like we're gonna show how actually she was kind of hard done by and actually the dogs deserved it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be.
Yeah. Do you think she's going to take? Well, then it will take a dark turn, it would seem. But do you think it's going to lead into another 101 Dalmatians movie, like the Glenn Close
definitely,
versions?
yeah.
Do you seen all those?
No.
Interesting, because sometimes you just say you have it when you haven't. That's all. That's why I ask. That's the only reason why I would ask.
Am I
that's all.
constantly claiming that I've seen? Oh, okay. My previous form from
Your Addams Family
mere minutes
thing that
ago.
you said,
Yeah. Okay,
exactly.
Sure.
Well, speaking of dark, Doctor Strange 2 has a composer, The Multiverse of Madness. It's a Sam Raimi property.
So it's going to be Danny Elfman.
It is going to be and is Danny Elfman. What do you think of that?
Okay.
Yeah.
I
I like his Spider-Man score.
like his work.
I
Yeah.
don't like his Justice League score, but I don't blame him for any of that. So, yeah, he's good. And makes sense that though they did have that brief falling out with Spider-Man 3, but they've been working together since. So that's cool.
Did they?
Yeah. We had talked about it in the Spider-Man 3
bet we
video.
did, yeah.
Yeah, we definitely did. It was like 3 years ago, you know,
Yeah.
and you've had many migraines in between.
Oh, boy.
So don't even worry about it, mate. So, yeah, what do you think of that?
Great. Good.
Yes.
Good,
That's
good
the
and
correct
great.
answer. Well,
Yeah.
speaking of dark, Variety reporting.
I hope they release the track listing
Mm.
like slightly in advance and it ruins WandaVision for people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like track 1's called like, yep, Doctor Strange is in this.
Yeah, he's in episode 8 at the 34-minute mark. So look forward to that.
Oh, speaking of the WandaVision video, we got you all. We got you so good.
We got some people.
Yeah, we got
some
some
people.
Tricky little thumbnail.
Yeah, I just saw a comment that was like, you shouldn't clickbait in your videos, like by putting John Krasinski. Okay, I
good.
won't do it again. Just kidding. I'll do it every opportunity I get. Speaking of dark, though.
Yes.
Constantine is getting another series, this time to HBO. Sources report that the project will be connected to the platform's in development Justice League Dark series, which J.J. Abrams is producing. So potentially, though, they're not going to be going with a blonde-haired British white guy. And I was
as per the last
yes,
TV
the last
series, yeah.
version. And at first I was like, sure, like doesn't bother me as like put in like an Idris Elba, put in whoever, as long as he's British.
Yes.
But then I realized Keanu Reeves did it and I liked that. So honestly, I'm just like, fuck it, whoever.
Yeah.
I don't care. Make him whoever. Doesn't bother me.
I was going to say, as long as it's a man, but it doesn't matter either.
No, it really
it's fine,
doesn't. It doesn't bother me at all. So what do you think of that? New Constantine Dark series.
Okay, great.
It'll probably be someone from what's that show called? I was going to call it Bethlehem, but it's not called that. It's on Netflix and everybody's not Ravenhall. What is it? It's like British and everybody's
This is a broad.
falling in love with it. Bridgerton!
Okay, right.
Fuck! Or someone from Bridgerton. Everybody in Bridgerton is in everything now. I don't know if you've noticed.
I haven't noticed
Yeah,
at all.
they're all getting cast big time.
Huh.
One of them's in the new D&D movie.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's exciting, I think.
What do we know about the new D&D movie?
Chris Pine. This was one of the guys from Bridgerton.
Oh, yes. Another person from Bridgerton.
Yep, and I can look up a director or something.
And it's going to be the thing of, hey, we're playing a D&D game and now we're in D&D.
I don't know that. I hope not.
I think it is though.
I think we were just like, we suspected that because we went through all the options of what it could be.
Yeah, right.
John Francis Daly and Jonathan Goldstein, who I think they worked on Game Night.
Yep.
That's
That's why we made the hypothesis. Yes.
Chris Pine, Michelle Rodriguez, and Justice Smith. He's from Detective Pikachu.
Yes,
isn't
that's
he?
right.
So there you go. Cool. And somebody from Bridgerton, I think I saw, or
Okay,
it was
sure.
rumored. I couldn't tell you. Great show, that Bethlehem, though. Check it out if you can. Speaking of dark, but this is not dark for everybody because some people liked The Last Jedi. Me and you.
We liked it.
Yeah, so that's but if you don't like The Last Jedi, that means we don't know what to do. We don't know what to do with that. You're gonna have to. That's up to you.
I know what to do, James.
That's
But
up
I
to you.
can't say it on this podcast.
Oh my goodness, it's getting rude. But so Soraya
Because
Wilson.
then I'd have to buy everybody a present, James.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Because you want everyone to have a positive Star Wars experience.
That's exactly
Maybe
right,
a keychain. Because if you're getting everybody, it'd have to be something small.
Yeah, like X-Wing keychain.
Yeah.
Like X-Wing keychain, like metal.
Yep.
But almost guaranteed if you put it in your bag or whatever, one of the wings breaks off.
I love it.
So you've got like a 3-legged X-Wing.
So Soraya Wilson says she spoke to Ryan Johnson, and a lot of people have been going, Ryan Johnson, what are you doing with Star Wars?
Oh no, is this a person they won? Did they win a charity auction?
Something
Have
like
dinner
that,
with-
maybe.
with
I'm
Ryan Johnson?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I wish I wanted dinner with Ryan Johnson. I'd ask him about the movie Brick, but also his other movies. I got to watch The Brothers Bloom. I started the other day and I had to move away and do a different thing. But looks good. I was enjoying the 4 minutes I watched of it.
It does look good, and it is good.
Yeah, cool. So she said, I'm just going to post this now because I can see I'm going to get a lot of requests. Yes, Ryan Johnson's Star Wars trilogy is still on. No dates or timelines because he has other projects going on, but it is happening. That is all I know. So I think when we talked about this a while back, maybe we did a video on it, all the cancelled Star Wars properties and the people who are involved in them have been removed off the website, like even the announcement.
I see, right.
But the last time I checked, this one hasn't.
Okay.
So as far as I know, this is going ahead.
Do you think the dinner went, she was like, oh, it's so great to be here with you, Ryan Johnson. I've got so many questions. is your Star Wars trilogy still going? And he just turned a laptop around and it just still on the website. What do you reckon? What do you reckon?
Would you be surprised
What do
though?
you reckon, lady?
Would you be surprised that whether he steps away due to other commitments or they move or Lucasfilm move away from him? Would you be surprised if it just didn't happen though? Because
wouldn't
I
be surprised,
certainly
no.
would not be surprised.
No.
Again, I would like to see it. And I think even people who don't like that film, there are a lot of people who still like, I'd take a trilogy, which is him with other characters.
Yes, for
that
sure.
he invents and
Yeah.
does whatever with. So that's where I am.
Yeah.
I don't know where you are.
Yeah, I think a lot of the sting would be taken off it if
Yeah.
if it's like it's a new part of the galaxy and it's new characters and this has got nothing to do with the Skywalker.
He's going to
family.
kill everybody in The Mandalorian.
That's right.
I
They're going to die being shot in the back while they're running away.
That's right. I can't do the speaking of dark thing because this bit isn't dark, but there's the last bit of Star Wars news.
Okay.
Because I know you love this. The Kessel Run transmission has reported that Mina Musad, who played Aladdin in Disney's Aladdin,
Oh, yes,
he's going to be Ezra Bridger, or he's in the running, which I think is excellent casting.
Now, how credible is the Kessel Run?
They're pretty good from my
Transmission,
understanding.
okay.
Yeah,
Huh.
yeah. There's but I think it could be one of those things where maybe his name's in the mix and it doesn't happen
Yep.
or whatever. But they're not one of the ones who just lie constantly.
Okay,
So
sure.
if that's what you mean,
Yes.
yeah. So yeah, there you go. I think that's really good casting. And I remember we spoke, must have been last year, where he hadn't really had an audition or a role since Aladdin.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
So
yeah.
I thought he was really good in that movie, which should have been way worse than I thought it was, at least.
Yeah, we
And
were
so-
both surprisingly entertained
Yeah,
by
so
that, I
I'm
think.
glad
Well,
he's
all right.
doing
Well,
more
that's
stuff.
great, but I'm looking for confirmation from the Three-Legged X-Wing, the other website that we
Do
trust.
you mean winged?
No.
Okay. Because we'll get the emails, but you want them, don't you?
Yeah. But also X-Wings do have
They
three.
do have the three wings. So, but if one of them legs, but if one of them breaks off,
Yes.
that would be two-legged, wouldn't it? That's why I'm confused by what you're doing.
There's a spare.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's handy. Just have four. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Mason, we brought some people in to talk about some video game news and video game topics because we can't do it alone, quite frankly. We're too old. We don't play enough video games.
We're unqualified for most things, but
Correct.
in this arena, we're especially unqualified. So get some
right.
experts in.
So who have we got? What's happened here?
We
What's
just opened
going
the doors
on?
and we're like, who likes video games? Anyone in the neighborhood? Anyone? Look, James, from the great podcast Batch Bitch and from the YouTube channel that talks about video games to some degree sometimes.
Yeah.
Occasionally.
It's Naomi Higgins. Naomi Higgins is here. Welcome, Naomi.
Thank
it's great
you
to
for
have you
having
here.
me. I'm a gamer girl.
That's right. I love the gamey game. I love the way you guys just derail Evan the entire time. It's beautiful. It's like it's like the best thing in the world.
Watching him try to just carry on the show while I think a couple of weeks ago, it was like me and Lena Moon just like throwing paper planes at each other while he tries to talk about washing machines for 2 minutes. It wasn't even about games at all, but that's the show, yeah. So I'm going to be really knowledgeable.
Fantastic. But also here, recurring guest, second time round, Mark Bonanno from Auntie Donna.
Hello.
But you're both here also because you have a new television show on ABC at the moment right now.
Yeah.
But if you're like, fuck television, I don't want to watch it on a Wednesday night. I don't want to wait for that. It's all available on Ivy right now. Is that the case? Is that true? Yes.
Yes.
I don't know where you're getting your information. No, yeah,
Oh,
that's
no.
true.
Yes. I don't know. We have to discuss how we're going to fuck with the hosts beforehand.
You should look in my eyes and you should know.
I came in with earnestness, and you have not come in with that.
Yes, no, it is all on iView. You can binge it now.
Do the binge.
But what if you're not in Australia? Just give up, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Nick, you idiot.
You wish you could just throw in the towel and give up if you lived overseas.
I've come in here with earnestness. You too.
It's
Go on.
It's unavailable now overseas, but it will be on Netflix pretty soon.
And there's
Internationally.
no definitive date on that, or you can't say yet.
Oh, we know
that
when
what-
it is.
we know what it is, but we can't say.
But it's not too far away.
No, it's not that
too
far
far.
away.
Awesome. Or people could use a VPN and just download iView as well, right?
That
we
would
made
be
it. We made it to
naughty.
Pirate Bay, which is unbelievable.
you?
Yeah, well,
Don't tell them that.
well, I'm just putting it out there that it's on there.
I think that's really cool though, because that means people are watching it.
Yeah, it's in the zeitgeist.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Hopefully, it counts for viewership numbers.
It definitely
when coming
doesn't.
to a season 2.
But
How
people
many
should
leeches?
people should tweet. Oh, by the way, what's it called? What's it about?
It's
Maybe we
called Why Are You Like This?
Yeah.
It's about 3 people in their early 20s they're awful people and they just get up to stuff. They never learn or grow. And it's funny.
We hope.
No, it
Yeah.
is.
It is
I
funny,
watched
yeah.
all 6 episodes. I watched it on Thursday. I was really happy that they were all available at once. As I was telling you guys before,
Yeah.
ABC didn't make that kind of known that it was all there. So it was a very pleasant surprise. But maybe if people do watch it or even pirate it, which they're not going to, they should tweet at the ABC, right? To be
Absolutely.
like, hey, this show
right
is great.
Right into the call ABC.
Yeah.
Call Ida Buttrose and say, hey, I'm loving it. I don't know what's wrong.
No, that's perfect. So it's 6 episodes, and 3 of you created this. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, us two, and we're in a long-term committed relationship. We should that's a content warning.
Yeah, let's put that right out there.
Love it.
And then also our friend Humaira Marba also created it with us.
I thought you were going to say also in a committed relationship. Which
She is. I do call her my wife. We're wives. But yeah, it was the 3 of us who made it, and it was just a year of screaming at each other, and then a TV show came out.
I listened to the Will Anderson episode you did, Willosophy, and the process of how you met and how it all came together, and how it was different for you working with Naomi than it was working with Auntie Donna. And yeah, it was volatile at times, but I think it's come together in a big way. It I know you mentioned like It's Always Sunny as like an inspiration because
Yes.
nobody learns anything, and a lot of it is people trying to do the right thing, but they end up ruining lives around them, which I always enjoy.
Penny's heart is in the right place.
Exactly.
Your character, she's
And nothing else.
And the other character, Mia's heart, is not in the right place.
No.
And that's pretty much the difference between them.
I loved all the little cameos from like people from Melbourne comedy, Australian comedy as well. This is Jess Perkins. I saw Jess Perkins. Matt Stewart's in the first episode. We do go on. It was really awesome to see all these people pop up, and also amazing that you managed to film it during COVID lockdown. And I didn't notice until you're in an alleyway, and I'm like, there's fucking no one in that alley. Did they? And then it just dawned on me that you would have had to run out and do that, which was March, was it, where you picked things up again?
Well, we started filming in March, I think, and then we got about 3/5 of the way through, and we got shut down by COVID. And then we took like a 4-month break, and by the time we got back up, I think the day we started shooting was the day that they announced stage 4 lockdown again in Melbourne. But
boy.
Well, there hadn't been a stage 4. It had only been stage 3 up until that point. right?
Yeah. So it was, but by that point, everyone was a little less scared. They knew everything a little more, so we were like, we keep going until they tell us. to stop.
Because when we first shut down, it was like no one knew anything. Everyone was just terrified, and no one knew any idea how to. Like the film industry was just like, we can't.
It wasn't really mentioned at all in any of the stuff, was it? Like,
No.
Or does it come under media? Because we just kept recording because we're technically media.
we're technically the news.
It was they had to figure it all out, and then so we're constantly being updated with like legislation and protocol and that kind of thing, and then
So you just went, we'll just keep going.
Yeah, and then we were in the list as it's essential work, obviously.
Yeah. No, it is because people. You want to see stuff. Like I'm glad stuff is still coming out. That really surprises me. That
Yeah,
there's
like
still new
imagine
television
if
and
content
movies.
ran out like midway through lockdown. They were like,
I know
we ran out of TV.
I know. And people put artists as like the first non-essential
Yeah.
worker. And it's like the only reason you're able to be in lockdown is because you can surround yourself with art to make yourself forget about the horrible existence that you are in. It's like artists are very important.
Who's going to drown out your thoughts if we're not there, sir?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you for not working in like COVID into the show as well, because I'm watching Superstore and the newest season, and everyone's wearing a mask, and I'm like, I don't want to see this. Like, I like it. It's a good show. but,
Yeah.
like,
We spoke
It's
about
like,
that. Well,
man.
if we ever get a season 2 of a season 2's a thing, we're not addressing it
Yeah.
because it's escapism. It's who cares?
Yeah.
It happened. No one wants to know. Oh, like apparently on the stand-up scene at the moment, there's just like no COVID material. Like no one's like doing any COVID material because everyone went into COVID, had a horrible time. It was like really sad. Didn't want to create, and now they're out and just trying to forget about it. You know, it's I hope there's no COVID sitcoms coming out. I don't want to see it. I don't
I've
want to
already
know
seen
about them.
COVID sitcoms.
Oh, really?
well, there's Staged, which is the David Tennant.
Oh, isn't that good?
Yeah, it's good. I mean, it's
Oh, that's good to hear.
It's more like people indoors. It's
Yeah.
just the lives of some people indoors. They don't really dwell on it. But
Right.
Mythic Quest did one episode, which I thought over Zoom, which was all right. You know that Apple
Yeah,
original.
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
something,
right. Yeah, I
something,
haven't seen it, but
Yeah,
it's got Mac from Sunny.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Charlotte Nickdow.
Yes.
Wonderful
Yeah, that's
Australian
right.
talent.
Who lives there? Maybe does she live in the US? I don't know. Why I'm asking you guys. Do you know her?
I do know her, but I can check her Instagram to see where she's
That'd be
living right
great.
now.
If you could.
Oh, you did a dance class with her, didn't you?
I did do a heels dance class with Charlotte
What's a
McDowell in
heels
LA.
dance class?
You wear heels and you stomp around.
You smash them together.
and it's sexy, and I
Sounds
look
sexy.
so stupid.
I thought it was. My brain went to Heelys. You know those wheels on the bottom of shoes.
Oh yeah, no, very that.
My brain went to Heelsville, like Heelsville Sanctuary. Like, oh, okay.
You dance for the kangaroos.
Yeah, you do.
You know, it was very LA and very weird, but she's a very nice, funny person.
Terrific. Good stuff. Anyway, so it's a great show. It's called Why You Like This. It does like social issues and cancel culture, farming, touches on a bunch of stuff. But
The big three.
Yeah, that's right. But it's really hilarious, and I'm glad it's coming to Netflix so more people can see it. It kind of reminded me a bit like, like It's Always Sunny and Please Like Me, and meaner than Please Like Me, though, which I appreciated. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Please Like Me's very sweet.
It's very sweet. It's too saccharine.
We are not sweet.
No, we're not sweet. Not at all.
So, yeah,
But
check it
thank
out.
you. That's really nice.
Yeah,
of you
no,
to
it's
say.
terrific. And we're really happy that you guys could come on and do this to talk about Mortal Kombat, the trailer for Mortal Kombat.
Yes.
This guy's
Could this
happy.
be it? Could this be the good one? The good video game movie?
Good. Oh, yeah.
Do you guys? What are your thoughts on video game movies in general? Because you're both big gamer girls. So what do you?
Yeah, we're
That's
two
true.
gamer girls. Two gamer girls in a pod. I can't. Have I seen a video game movie?
Probably not really.
Detective Pikachu?
Yeah.
Does that count? I
Well,
mean,
there is a Detective Pikachu game, so I think so. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
It was
that is.
Japan only.
there's
or
also
something.
a Desperate Housewives game, but I don't think that makes that an adaptation. Detective Pikachu is the best. I love that movie.
Oh, there you go.
The Bulbasaurs,
Yeah.
are you kidding me?
Is that the
I
one
was
asleep in the
squealing.
street?
I guess it's one of the. I think.
The ones in the water.
Oh, okay. And they got the thing
They're
on
so
there.
Yeah,
cute.
it's funny that you because it's like it is absolutely a game and it's totally based on because it was a video game before it was an anime series, right?
Yes.
Pokemon,
Probably,
But I
yes.
guess it was so good, or we thought it was so good that I just forgotten that it was a video game movie.
It's such a
'cause
big, it's
you
such a
just
big franchise, and they have TV shows and movies already and stuff. I
yeah,
don't
but
think
you
think about
also
it.
often associate terrible movies.
Yeah.
Like there's not a lot of incredible ones.
There's
What's
some.
that Egypt one that's apparently bad?
Oh, the Prince of Persia with
Yeah.
Jake Gyllenhaal, famous Middle Eastern actor. Jake Gyllenhaal. Yeah, I maintain that like that movie is just like middle of the road, fine. Like it's
Really?
not
Yeah.
great,
Yeah,
by
right.
any
It's
stretch.
like a The Mummy sequel.
Yeah, it's
okay.
exactly it. Yeah,
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
feel like the latest Tomb Raider was like that. It's like this is fine.
Yeah, I didn't
You know?
like that it went. I didn't like that it went zombie. They just did the end of Uncharted 1
They
and they
did,
just
didn't
put
they?
it into the Tomb Raider. I had high hopes for that movie, and it was like, I
Yeah.
don't know. I thought it was fine, and then the ending, I was like, ugh.
It might be my favorite though of all the video game movies.
Yeah, that's
which
fair.
Is, which says nothing at all. A lot of people love the first Mortal Kombat movie though, but we recently watched it to do a video on it.
Doesn't hold up.
It's not
Well,
very. I mean,
it's still got a certain charm to it, but if
Yeah.
you're like, well, this is a video game about people kicking each other's heads off and being good at martial arts, there's none of that in this.
Nah.
It's just it's before they could. It's before they knew how to film martial arts on
Right.
on screen. So
Yeah.
it's just kind of
I haven't seen it since I was a kid. All I remember is like liking the first one and then could not fathom how bad the sequel was. Like,
Yeah.
just from the word go, the sequel is like the worst thing I've ever seen. So I still have fond memories of it.
Yeah, right.
But that's interesting to hear.
But it's got all the characters and whatever, and you know, everyone, all the
that's
all
on
the
the
ninjas,
poster.
That's right.
Yeah, it's on the-
all the
it's
ninjas.
got all the
and-
characters and whatever.
Well,
Which is what you want.
The only thing I've heard about the new Mortal Kombat movie is because I'm terminally online, which
Yeah.
is also reflected in the TV show we made. But the only thing I heard about the Mortal Kombat movie was I don't know if you guys saw the Jezebel article.
No, I
Oh,
didn't see
that
this.
Chun Li is not in it.
Yes.
Oh, right.
Called
No,
Who Forgot to Invite
Yeah.
Chun Li.
She's from Stream?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
She is, and this is how they corrected it. Update. Jezebel has discovered the answer to our question about Chun-Li's erasure, and it is that Chun-Li is not part of the Mortal Kombat
Yeah.
universe. Wow.
Wow.
Then no apology, just wow.
I thought that was bait.
I also thought it was
Yeah.
great. Yeah.
Because
It
I'm like,
might
that's
have
pretty
been
funny.
bait.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel gaslit by that, right? They just went, that's funny. Like,
who knew?
no way for us to know, I guess. Oh, well.
I didn't see that. That's very funny.
yeah.
Look, I thought there was some interesting things about it. I had just watched before it had come out, literally the day before, the Netflix anime Mortal Kombat
Yeah,
movie,
right. The new Scorpion one?
Yeah, the Scorpion one. And then I watched the trailer and I'm like, this looks like the same movie, potentially. Like,
right.
it had a lot of the same. I don't know if you guys have seen it.
I haven't seen it, no.
But it seemed very similar in the sense of what the plot was going to be.
Right.
And I was like, that's weird and interesting.
Fighting tournament.
Yeah, and like the same group of good guys, kind of. I don't think Kano. I couldn't tell if Kano was a good guy or a bad guy in this one. But it seemed like a very similar vibe with the like Sub-Zero and Scorpion rivalry and stuff. But as I said to you guys before, that moment where Sub-Zero freezes the blood and then uses it as a knife, I was like, all right, I'll definitely give this a watch.
At the very least, it looks exactly like Mortal Kombat, you know?
Yes,
Like,
yeah,
love it or
absolutely.
hate it, it just looks
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Also, can't you technically not kill someone with an icicle? I read that somewhere. Maybe it was on Mythbusters.
Can't?
Because it doesn't have the...
Oh,
Something
really?
about-
I'll let the Magic Ninja know that you can't.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about magic icicles. Did they check magic icicles?
I don't know if they did. I'm going to have to check that episode. It's on my TiVo, so yeah. But while you guys are here, we put the call out on Twitter, that's how you pronounce it, of how people would adapt certain video game franchises.
Oh, yes.
Because
I'm big
we've
on
had
this.
we've had a pretty bad run. I watched Monster Hunter like just today, the new one.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
And it's fine. It's
Yeah.
like it's all right, okay. It's just, and do you guys see Sonic? People love
No, I
Sonic.
No,
missed
that
Sonic.
looks too upsetting.
It's
Like viscerally? Like,
Yeah.
Missed it.
Yeah,
She's
I
only
know,
seen
but-
the first trailer.
First, I was upset about Creepy Sonic, and then I was upset about Crunch Time, and I said, I'm not watching this.
no, fair enough. Because a lot of people had to go back to work to fix that abomination.
What a great marketing move, though.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I wonder if it was a new Coke. I
Yeah.
wonder if
Yeah,
they new
right.
Coked us. Because what a brilliant way to get people talking about your movie.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
really smart. I don't think that's what
I don't
happened.
think that's
No,
what
I think
happened.
it was an
but,
accident.
But
yeah.
they should start doing stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah,
'cause it's really clever.
give Goro 3 arms and then
Yeah.
like, oh, wait a minute.
But fans deserve 4 arms on this fellow, so
I took
going back to work.
I took my son to it, who was 4 at the time.
Mortal Kombat.
No, sorry. To Sonic. And it's like a pretty decent, okay kids movie.
Yeah.
Like they do a little road trip and there's Jim Carrey's doing whatever.
A
And
nightmare
it's
to
fine.
adapt. I would hate to be the person
Oh,
to
yeah.
go turn the running game.
Yeah.
Turn the running game
Nothing
into.
happens in that. He just runs around.
He just
Yeah.
runs and then there's. I think there's a very loose storylines. I know I'm not a huge fan of the series,
Yeah.
but it's
needs
like
the coins.
yeah,
I
but he's an
played Sonic.
interdimensional being, or he's like an alien
Yeah,
in this
something-
movie. Like they give it.
I hate the bring the thing to the real world because then you don't have to do like a whole lot of world building. It's
Yeah.
just like, he's
Yeah.
in New York. What's he going to do in New York? I hate that. But I think it's whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
The Witcher. People liked The Witcher. I watched some or all of The Witcher. I
watched
can't remember.
some.
Yeah.
I didn't watch any of it.
yeah,
I made Mark turn it off a lot of times.
I was hoping it would scratch that Game of Thrones
Yeah.
itch that I had, and it just didn't quite do it for
Yeah,
me.
I
But it
think-
looked cool.
But people
Yeah.
like that, right?
People really liked
Yeah.
it. But that's also novels.
Yeah, so I did put brackets based
Yeah.
on
Whoa.
books.
Yeah,
So inequality
Nerd
is
off.
inherently coming from the novel. So.
yeah,
Yeah, no, nah.
yeah.
Wow.
I don't know. Changes things
You
a
guys
little
should
bit.
joust with icicles or something.
The
Sort
hard-
out this tension.
Well, I mean, I want to hear what other people have to say, but I've got a big one for me.
I would
One
love to
that-
hear it.
Well, one that has never been adapted well. In fact, has always been adapted terribly.
Mm.
It's a very difficult one to adapt, but is Hitman, right?
I was just thinking about that on the way over. Yeah,
Because
that-
I
yeah.
love the Hitman franchise, like very
Yeah.
much obsessed with it. I've been playing it since the first one came
Yeah, yeah.
out.
Yeah, right.
And
Wait, is that movies?
Yeah, there's 2 of them. They did one. It
Is
was
that
terrible.
movies?
They did one. It was terrible. The first one.
The first one's just called Hitman.
And the second one's called Hitman Agent 47. The second one was a reboot. Like, they made one. It was terrible.
Timothy Olyphant, though, which is like not a good choice, even though he's great. Because he's all hair, that dude. I
All
just
hair.
want to see his hair.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
And they you got to get rid of it. You're playing
Yeah.
the Hitman.
Yeah.
But just both awful, and
Yeah.
adapted the wrong things, I think. Like just approached it from the wrong angle. Just kept trying to make it like an action movie, and it's like what makes those games so much fun is how like cold and nothing he is.
Yeah.
But there's just not a lot of like
But
what
what-
you do in the game, which is there's a target that he has to kill. At least do an opening scene.
Yeah.
Where
Like a James Bond cold open kind of thing.
do a cold open that is at least like, hey, this is a hitman movie about that guy who's cold and calculated and kills people.
Yeah.
And then we'll try and figure out a
He
story
doesn't need to
after
learn
that.
to love, which I
No,
think they did.
he
in
doesn't.
one of
Make him a cold bastard through the
just
whole
needs-
thing.
Just an opening montage of him breaking people's necks and chucking him in like laundry baskets.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
10
Putting
in a
banana
row.
peels on the ground
Yeah.
for people to slip
like
over.
I would do a Wolverine in X-Men 2 storyline ish
Yep.
about like he's a cold calculated hitman and then he sort of starts to discover about how he's become that. But he doesn't learn anything
No.
or he doesn't change. He's just on that.
Because he's a clone, maybe?
Yeah, something
what kind
like
of
that.
story is that? Maybe some video games shouldn't be movies because
Maybe.
Hitman has no personality. What's fun about it is putting a banana
But-
peel on the ground and snapping a maid's neck.
Yes, but no personality is also a interesting writing challenge to build a movie around. Like just a cold, but you'd have to make it a bit funny. That's the other thing.
We're getting an insight into their writing process.
All right.
I know it is. It's right here. I've got lots of thoughts. I would love to.
One of them's
try
a
and
big
adapt
yay.
Hitman.
One of them's a big yes person. One's a big no person. Who is it though?
I did hear that when you were talking about you'd hand in a script for your show and you guys were just like, we don't like this. And
Yeah.
you're like, oh.
They would
like-
hate that. I said, I got to the point, got to the end of the process. It got to the end of the writing process. And I went, if we ever work again, if we ever work together again, the word hate is banned from the writer's room.
no.
Because it's just, I don't work that way. And it's fine. I really appreciate the directness,
Sure, yeah.
honestly, because it like cancels out a lot of the fucking,
Yeah.
You don't waste so much time.
You don't waste time.
pussyfooting around.
Absolutely.
Say
right?
this isn't funny.
It's also
Next.
so brutal when someone's put in hours of their heart and soul into something, and then someone goes, "Hate it." You're like, oh no.
Well, unfortunately, Mark, that's what I'm doing to your Hitman movie. Okay.
Well, we'll see. I'm gonna write a script just to upset you now.
Would you do a series?
Oh, that
And then
could
you
be
could
interesting.
do different little adventures.
A series would be
That's
very
probably
interesting.
better, I would
Got
say.
sent
Probably
that
a better way to
suggestion.
do it.
And
Yeah.
he could meet a different. I don't know. I guess he could meet a new like a point of view character every week to compensate for his lack of personality.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
Like
You
Doctor
feel
Who.
it. You
I've
feel
never
it with
seen
other
Doctor Who.
people.
Is that what happens
But
on
yes,
Doctor Who?
yes. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Every week he meets like a British fop and they do a little adventure and they got to get a hot air balloon started or whatever the fuck. I've stopped watching Doctor Who. But yeah. Yeah, that sounds great. And do you remember at the end of the last Hitman movie, he opens a door and then like 40 hitmen pour out who
Yeah.
are exact copies of him, and then it's like, here we go again. And then the
Is that really how the
that's
last
how it
one-
ends, yeah.
Oh my
yeah,
God.
it's awful.
How would you do something? You guys probably heard this about the Zelda and Mario thing that they would. No, sorry, the Zelda and Star Fox thing they were doing on Netflix that got cancelled.
No,
got
what?
Oh, I never heard about this.
So you know Adam Conover, who does Adam Ruins Everything.
no, I don't know.
He's
Yes.
from College Humor. Yes, thank you. He was apparently working on it for Netflix, and it leaked, and then so Nintendo shut it down. They just went, "Well, you don't get this because
Because it leaked?
yeah."
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
That's so
depressing.
sad.
Yeah, so it was going to be a live-action Zelda Netflix series and a fantastic Mr. Fox inspired Star Fox series. You know, like that
Oh,
stop motion.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah.
So
Whoa.
that would have been interesting.
yeah, that
or
would have been
something.
fascinating.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
imagine trying to please Zelda fans. Imagine having to like give Link's an actual personality.
Well, have you ever seen the cartoon?
Huh?
Have you ever seen
yeah.
the
No,
cartoon?
I've never seen the cartoon.
Oh, man. Well,
Is it bad?
excuse me, princess.
Is that what he sounds like?
That's his catchphrase.
no.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's really good. It's not. It's the worst.
yeah, it's awful. It's awful.
It's quite tragic.
Yeah, because they've done it before. Like Nintendo have turned their properties. There was a Mario TV series.
There was,
and stuff,
yeah.
and there was a Donkey Kong 3D animated series.
Oh yeah, that's
It's
funny.
phenomenal. It's really out there and
Weird.
super weird and inappropriate at times.
Is it? So it's like late 90s CGI?
It's bad
television?
CGI, yeah, bad TV
God.
CGI.
He's
you know
got his
about this?
Donkey Kong girlfriend is there.
Dixie Kong? Trixie
Yeah.
Kong.
Yeah, and there's like
And no, it's
just-
Smixy Kong
Okay.
in this one.
Check out some footage of it. It's weird, man.
That's
It's
great.
Yeah.
How do you adapt any of this stuff though, like Kirby and any of the kind of? Do you just do a kids show? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess it's like you
Yes.
need to, you almost need to like have your story and know what you want to say and know what your themes are. And then the characters kind of just have to go on top of that.
Yeah.
Because there's not a lot, like, especially in Zelda and in Mario, it's like the stories are save the princess. Like and you need to fill everything else in because you can't just have them go and do MacGuffins every episode or have the whole movie be that kind of thing. It's a strange, it's different when you're adapting something like Uncharted, and we'll see, and The Last of Us, which has such a strong narrative. That would be more about filling in, potentially. Those things, it's like...
Because those characters are great. They're so well written.
Yeah.
And easy to write because you know how to, you know who they are already.
Yeah, yeah.
How would you write anything?
Link doesn't have a personality. Mario doesn't really have a personality beyond catchphrases and an aesthetic.
A strong work ethic.
And a very strong work ethic.
He'll stick his hand in a toilet, isn't he?
The people who did Minions are doing a Mario animated movie. It's coming out in like 2 years.
Really?
Yeah. I think they're building to a Smash Brothers universe, I suspect. I don't know that for a fact. But I think that's what I would...
Bold claim.
That's what I would do.
Yeah.
What would make Smash Brothers movie,
They
though?
fight. Doesn't matter. What's the plot of anything?
You get the Nintendo Wii
Oh my
Fit
God.
girl. Should be there.
Just do it like Injustice. Mario kills Wario, and then they split.
You go from there.
You go from there.
But yeah, so I don't know. I think those things are kind of tricky. Some people wrote in about Animal Crossing, and a few, I got one that's from Folded Contact Lens. It was like a hyper realistic, gritty reboot of Animal Crossing. But do you guys play Animal Crossing?
Hell yeah.
It's like fishing and collecting things. And
I think that would be amazing. I want to write that now.
so
And debt.
Crushing
Yeah,
debts.
they accidentally kill Cranston.
so you'd rather see like a twist on it than like just do a nice movie where everybody has to get fish and...
Well, that's already what Animal Crossing is. You can play it for a certain amount of time, but after a while, you're just doing the same shit every day.
There's no story there.
And then one day your turnips go bad and you say, I quit. I'm not doing this anymore.
You could do the story of KK Slider, the dog musician, like in the style of Inside Llewyn Davis, just like just a grim story about a dog.
A Star is Born.
Yeah,
KK
for sure.
Slider.
But it's a that's like just you. I mean, technically, you could write any movie and go, "This is an adaptation of The Sims." Like you can't like because when like nothing happens, you're just doing things. It's like, and there's absolutely no story, and the main character is you. Like like when you're doing Zelda, you're playing as Link, but when you're doing Animal Crossing, it's Mark. I'm Mark in that world.
Yeah, you're Mark.
Yeah, like. No one wants to see
And
Mark
your
in
island
that
is
world.
a piece of shit.
Is it?
Well, I mean, I just built my island to be like inescapable. People would come in and then they'd
Now that's a movie.
they couldn't leave. There was like a row of trees, and that would go for a long time, and it would lead to an opening. And in the opening, there was a painting that just said "Get Out" written in blood.
It was actually an adaptation of Shutter Island.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And you couldn't leave. You couldn't get out. You couldn't explore the
It
island.
was Mark was trapped the whole time.
I just got very frustrated with the game. So that's what I spent my time doing.
That's terrific. But like games that are nothing essentially, they have no story. So it's leave luck to Kevin says Tetris in the style of Queen's Gambit, which I think is just because of the Russian thing, I assume.
Right.
Well, they are doing Tetris, aren't they? We've talked about it, and we've been reluctant to
Yeah.
give any ideas because
Who's doing Tetris?
Paramount, maybe.
Hollywood.
No.
Tetris the
Yeah.
Holly weird.
Yeah.
I think it
That's
would be,
right.
it would be interesting as like the story of Tetris.
I want the blocks to be characters.
Yeah.
I just want the blocks to be characters talking to each other.
You want the movie Pixels? That's what you want, isn't it?
That's why. I wonder if it's going to be like an esports story or something.
Yeah, right.
Because
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
one thing that hasn't really been done.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
So you want Ninja, and you want another
Well-
popular.
No.
No one said that.
That's the only esports. But if he even does that anymore,
I don't know. I think he just dyes
He
his
doesn't
hair
have to
and
do
says
anything. He
slurs.
made so much money in the Mixer
yeah.
thing. Like, if he doesn't retire, he's a fool, in my opinion. Just, you've made it. You've got your fortune. Why stream every day for more money?
You guys wouldn't stop though, because that's his art. Isn't he passionate about gaming? When someone
No.
was like, "Don't take
I
it so
would stop.
seriously," and he was like, "I'm the Michael Jordan of whatever." Didn't he have that?
I mean, I guess, but like I don't know. Streaming is a very difficult thing to do full time. We
Yeah.
don't do it full time.
Terrifies me.
Yeah, and like I would like if that was me and I made my fortune, I would.
And you said a slur.
Well, I mean,
Well, that's
Yeah.
the big finish, obviously. That's otherwise, people are going to forget you.
Yeah,
Just
go
a
out with a
streamer who
bang.
didn't say the M word.
You guys, did you play any of those like point and click Monkey Island style? I need more water. I'm really dehydrated. Monkey Island.
I'll take over. Guys, have you ever played one of those point and clink Monty Island games?
I love point and clink Monkey Island.
Monty Islands.
I haven't played Monkey Island. I've been told that I should play Monkey Island. So do you want to describe it in any more detail?
Because that's your deal, isn't it, Mason? You love Monkey Island.
You're a little lad named Guybrush Threepwood, and you want to be a pirate. And you go to the land of Melee Island, and you do a lot of clicking.
Any pointing?
There's
a lot of pointing. Yeah.
It's not. There's the one that I played and loved. It was point and click, but it was more of an RPG. I don't know. It was. I think it was just made at a time where maybe they couldn't do this style of game with moving with the keyboard. I don't know. That's not necessarily true. I don't know why I said that. I think they just chose this style.
I cannot wait to whatever this is.
Vampire the Masquerade Redemption.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
Right. One of my favorite games of all time. Very dated now, but it's this great story. It starts in like pagan times, right? About this guy who's like he's like a warrior for God. He gets bitten by a vampire. He turns into a vampire, right? That's what happens.
Vampires.
Sorry, spoilers. Right? That's what happens when you get bit by a vampire. But then this great thing happens is you're going about the game and you're building your team and you're like, getting your armor and going on all these quests to do all these things. And then halfway through the game, like you're fighting this big boss. The cave collapses on you. You wake up. You're in the year 2000 and you're in London, right? And so then you have to play the second half of the game. This came out in like 99, 2000, right? Wow. But then rather than like shields and swords, now you're using like guns and grenades and stuff. But it's the same type of point and click.
Right.
And the story was always that's what always enamored me to that when I was younger. I thought that was so cool.
It's like a world there you can.
Yeah, totally. And I just think that that's never really been done before. Like just that's a cool story. That could make a cool movie or a cool TV series in particular.
There was a TV series.
No.
Yeah, it was called Kindred the Embraced. It was in the 90s. It was bad.
Really?
Yeah.
It was bad.
It's like
Everything
based
we
on
say, you're like, it was this. It was bad.
Based on the Masquerade
I know
series.
a lot of things. I just don't know a lot of good things. All it's in here is bad things.
I just realized I have played a point and click game. Leisure Suit Larry.
Oh, of course.
Oh, somebody wrote in with that.
Yeah, I played that recently, unfortunately.
Yeah,
I think I saw that stream.
Yeah,
I was the one on the boat.
Yes. Love for Sale.
Surely you get Rob Schneider to play Leisure Suit.
Kale said Will Arnett.
Will Arnett? Oh, yeah. That's
he's
like
too funny.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
very handsome. Leisure Suit Larry's like a short, sort of like weaselly guy.
Yeah.
And he's like nasally.
Hollywood's coming to knock him.
Yeah, and his name's Nick Mason or something.
How did that go? Playing through those again? Because they're pretty.
Look, on Twitch you cannot show nudity, and I accidentally broke that a lot of times.
I never thought is there actual nudity in those?
There is. I mean, you have to like search for it. They're like,
what else
"Hey
are you
Naomi,
doing?
don't type this word here," and I was like, "Why?" And then I was like, trying to hide my screen.
But
like,
the
multiple times.
cartoon nudity counts.
I think it does.
Yeah, right.
Is that thing about feet true? You can't
Yes.
show feet,
You can't show feet in a sexual way.
but you can just have your feet up on the.
So I used to have a running joke, which was foot cam, non-sexual, on where I would cut to a camera that was underneath my desk because I showed my feet once on stream and everyone was like, TOS, you can't do this. And
Terms
I was
of service.
no, I'm presenting them in a non-sexual way. If you're getting a stiffy, that's on you.
Yeah.
That's not.
Yeah, you
that's
can't
not for
control
me.
other people's.
And that
stiffies.
was
No.
very inconvenient for me when I was doing a podcast on Zoom and there were 4 other people there, 4 other guys waiting for me to join. I clicked join and the camera that was pointed at my feet was the one that came up and I went, oh shit! And had to hang up and come back with a different camera.
I make no apologies for that. That's a fantastic thing that happened.
What you hate Hades, right? You're the one person in the world who hates Hades. Is that correct?
Don't
Sorry.
people listen to this podcast.
It's not
Don't
it. No,
tell
people-
them that.
Some people do.
Yes, there was. We recently reviewed it on an episode of Gamey Game.
Sorry, I didn't
And
mean to throw you under the bus there.
Went off hard on
Yeah.
Hades. I did not like it at all. It made me so mad.
I didn't play it because you were like, the way you described
I
the
talked
characters.
you off it?
Yeah, because you were
Wow.
like,
Cost of
they're
a
all
sale.
like Nathan Drake in it and be like, they're all sassy.
They
All the
are
lead
like
guys.
Nathan
and I'm like, I
Drake.
fucking hate that. I'm not
Nathan
gonna.
Drake's so annoying. When Mark was playing the Uncharted games, I was like, God, he's annoying. He's not funny. He thinks he's funny. And it's the same with Hades. He just walks into a room with a boss and he's like, well, this is awkward. I'm like, what? Who wrote this?
Someone who's keenly connected to the gamer mind, though, because that's what gamers want to be. They want to be, this is awkward. They want to
Well,
be able
I'm
to
just
be
a-
suave.
I'm just a wry white British man, and I'm here to be nonchalant, but fuck up this girl called Meg who's standing in front of me.
Turn me around on it again. This sounds amazing. So
no,
I've got a
hate
few
it.
people like Jay written in said it'd be great to do something with like the gods of Olympus, and I guess you could do that with like God of War or whatever as well. Probably not the early ones because it's just him like killing his family and then killing everyone else.
Yeah.
but like the new one, he's,
That sounds good.
New one's, new
sure.
one's got a decent story.
Yeah.
That would make an interesting series
something.
or
Surely
yeah.
those are the easiest ones, the ones that actually have a story that is about like the characters, or there's actually
Yeah.
something there to grip onto.
Yeah, absolutely.
like the like
Not
you
a
guys
challenge.
mentioned
You know
Last
what?
of Us.
Last of Us.
Yeah.
Not a challenge.
Something with no story, no characters. No, like,
You don't adapt something to do work.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you just come up with your own ideas.
Ugh.
Yeah, The Last of Us is going to be fascinating because from what I hear is that they are like
All of it, isn't it? It's like
yeah,
all-
and they're doing more. It's about
Yeah.
about taking exactly what's there, but because there's more airtime like than there is story time in the
Yeah.
game, they're just going to bolster it. Maybe a few more characters, some B lines, which I'm here for.
I'd love a good The Walking Dead because I don't think The Walking Dead has been good for 10 years.
Yeah, right.
So just
right.
something like that would be
Yeah.
yeah. But it's like you mentioned, the idea of just seeing it again is like I played them and it was
Yeah.
good. I liked it, but I
Yeah.
don't want to see it again.
But it's not for you.
I guess it isn't. It's for you who hasn't played the games.
I played some of the
He's
first
played
one.
some of the
I played some of
games.
the first one, but I'm just like, this is...
That's grim.
It's grim, yeah.
It's spooky. I couldn't play it the first time as well. I was like, this is too hard. But then you just put it on beginner. Easy.
Yeah.
Extra simple mode.
And because I would say, like, the second one is, in my opinion, the best game I've ever played. Like,
Really?
the mechanics and the story, I absolutely adore it. But
Social
they double
justice
down.
warrior over
Yeah,
Look at this bloody
they double down on the grim. So if you thought the first one was grim, do
Yeah,
not
it-
play the
well,
second one.
It's not even. It's not even that. It's more like there's no one to fix that wallpaper like that. This room is so like the couch has got holes in it, but there's no couch guy. Like how do you?
What?
Like
What are you talking
Like
about?
society's disintegrated.
What are
and
you
there's- And
saying?
there's no way to.
You play a game and you're like, no one's fixing the couch, so I'm
Yes.
out.
Yes.
Aesthetic is important. Like the game Control, it's like all aesthetic. Someone
I
rated
love
with that.
the game Control.
Yeah.
That would make a
That's
good
a movie,
movie just
yeah.
because of the art direction.
And the note reading.
But I feel like it'd get
No
lost in that.
reading.
I feel like that's what would be its downfall is that they'd make it look so good. That's what they'd put all the money towards.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care. I'll sit there and watch it.
Fair enough.
I should finish that game.
You
That's
should.
what I always do though, because I'm old and have kids. I play a game for an hour and then I just never pick it up again.
I've just started doing that. That's just become a part of my
a new
life.
phase.
Yeah.
You're
yeah.
ready for fatherhood.
Yeah, I got right to the end of Doom Eternal and then I just stopped. And I
I
have
did
to,
that first with the first Doom. Yeah.
yeah.
which is why
Well,
I
but
love it.
apparently the first one's not as good. I didn't play the first one.
Okay, yeah.
But there's just a bug happened in Doom where I couldn't get past this certain point and then and now I just can't. I have to like go all the way back, and I was like, not worth it.
You've seen. It felt like with that game where you'd go into a room and then all the doors would close. Then you'd have to kill like 50 things.
Yeah.
And then you go into the next room and all the doors will close. And I'm like, is this the whole game? And it is.
That's
for the
how
most
you-
Yeah,
part.
and then the second one is that, but in between the two rooms there's some platforming.
Yeah, okay, right. Well, you got a grappling
But
hook or
it's
whatever.
great, yeah. But it's like it's one of the best shooters I've ever
Yeah, of
played
course,
in my
yeah.
life. I just the restarting the encounter was too much of a psychological mind
Yeah,
fuck
yeah.
to want to jump back. I'll do it eventually.
You better. We're all going to be really mad at you.
Fair enough.
We're going to do a special segment every week because Mark finished Doom Eternal. We're going to call you up.
We'll check in.
You started that, didn't you? And you were like, mechanically, this is like beyond.
It's like this. The second Doom is beyond me in terms of like there's too many mechanics. There's too many
Yeah,
like okay.
yeah.
If you want armor, you've got to shoot a guy with a flamethrower. And if you want to get your ammo back, you've got to kill him with a chainsaw. And there's
Yeah.
platforming, and then there's. And I'm just like, this is for people who are good at the first one, and I'm barely scraping through the first one. So there's.
Nick,
You've defeated me, Doom
I have
Eternal.
a question and I want you to be honest with me.
Okay.
Are you a fake gamer?
Yes.
Yes. All right, I didn't know. That's okay. I just prefer to know these things.
No, that's fair enough. That's why Evan won't have you back.
That's right. Just playing for clout. I'm just playing.
I got one here from The Real Zoobs. She's over at Comic Pop. They're great. She said Silent Hill done as a Showtime series with David Lynch.
Oh.
There's an okay Silent Hill movie, one of them, the one without Kit Harington.
There's
Like
a Kit
2006.
Harington Silent
From like,
Hill movie?
it might be called Silent Hills.
Wow.
Like 2016 maybe. Let me check that.
I'm getting it confused with The Hills Have Eyes.
Ah.
Both hills.
They don't.
That
Both
is
have
so
hills,
true.
But the hills can't talk in one of them, and the other one they're looking at you. So it's a little bit different.
Completely different hills.
Sorry, it was called Silent Hill Revelation with Kit Harington,
Nice.
I think.
Right.
Or that is a different Silent Hill movie. I don't know. But yes. I don't know what I'm doing. But that's
It's
fine.
spooky.
It's spooky, yeah.
like spooky movies.
I'm amazed at how many games have been turned into movies that I just haven't heard about.
Yeah.
I had no idea there was Silent Hill
Mostly crap.
movies.
There was a new Doom movie like last year.
Oh yeah, I watched it. The
How was
Netflix
it?
one.
Really good?
Oh, it's unwatchable.
Did they do the first person?
I didn't get through it. I got through. I think I got 3/4 of the way through it. That was at a time when I was in LA and just alone.
Yeah.
and was very lonely.
What
So
was,
I was
Broden,
like,
what was Broden doing?
what? He was in the other house.
Oh, okay.
Sitting
I was
in his own room, feeling lonely.
because I was living in a house with Zach, and then Zach had left early, and so it was just me staying in this apartment off Hollywood Boulevard
Yeah.
for like maybe a month.
Oh my God.
On my
I was in
own.
LA for a week once by myself. It was really sad.
Yeah, it's hard. I was working, thankfully.
Okay.
Yeah, but I watched Doom.
You came back different, James.
I definitely did.
I can't remember. It's got some. I think it's got some, but it's just super. It's super like C grade. It's
Yeah,
super C
yeah.
grade. I thought it would be, like a bit more of because the first one had The Rock in it.
Had The Rock
but
in
he's
it.
not The Rock.
No.
Yeah,
he's
he's
little.
he's
He's
like-
Little
he's like
Rock.
tiny
Yeah, he's
Rock.
Little
Rock.
Wrestler Rock.
Pebble.
Yeah. And they go first person. I never saw that one, but this one was like
I appreciate you, Naomi.
Thank you. Mark didn't laugh.
the Pebble.
Little Rock.
Yeah, that's the joke
That's
we
your
used.
joke, isn't
That's
it?
the joke we used to pitch Broden as a character when we were pitching the Netflix series. I would say that. I said that.
Really?
I
I've got
said
that on
to,
tape. I've
Yeah,
got that on my YouTube
I said that to
channel.
Amazon. I said that to Apple, and I said that to Netflix. I went. So Broden thinks he's the Rock. Actually, he's the Pebble. That
Oh
was.
my God.
And then our producer would laugh more every time we pitched it.
Told me that story. I'm Amy Schumer. I'm done. Joke thief.
Cancel Naomi.
We could do a few more if you guys have time.
I would love to.
Or you can
Yeah.
leave again whenever you want.
You can leave. Do you do this with everybody?
Everybody! I insist they
You know you
leave.
can leave at any point. You don't have to be here.
Why?
We have self-esteem issues. That's the thing. We're like,
That's coming across.
Why would anybody want to do this? Yeah. There is part of me that is that. Like I make people drive out and I'm like, I'm sorry you have to sit here, and I just list things and you have to. I feel bad doing it to you every week as well. Not that bad.
We're
But,
having a great time. I want you to know we're having a
terrific.
great time.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm really happy to hear it.
You gave us kombucha on the way in.
I'm
and you
feeling
get
good.
kombucha on the way out.
That's
You're going
right.
to drink a whole nother one on the way out.
Hell
before you leave.
yes.
All right, that's you're pushing it.
That's a lot of good gut bacteria.
Certainly
I'm
is.
sure.
Probably too much. Fwy7 said, I would love to see a Red Dead Redemption series, maybe 3 seasons. Each season follows a different character, Arthur, John, Jack. Such variety. A realistic, sad at times, but fun Western. I didn't finish the second game because it was a lot of...
Oh, me neither.
You're on a horse with somebody and you're like, he's chatting to you about his farm that he used to have.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
It's
about
so,
it.
but and the story is so long. Every
Yeah.
time I would get on to play that game, I would say to myself, I am doing the story. I'm gonna get on there and I'm going to do the story.
learn
And then I
about
would go into a
cowboys.
saloon, I would play poker, I would lose, and then I would kill everybody. And it just became this I had to stop myself because I was like, I'm getting mad at losing poker.
Yeah, he was genuinely mad. I feel like people are going to be like, he lost and he's like, haha, whatever, and shoot people. He was genuinely like, nah, this guy stiffed me. And I'm like, it's not a guy, it's a computer.
I'm like, they don't let you. It's clearly the algorithm is rigged against you, and I'm going to kill
They're
all
making
of them.
you do it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
this guy is looking at me weird and I don't like him.
Yeah.
I just could never finish the story because there's just too much of
Yeah,
it.
it's a lot.
Yeah.
And it's just as a show also, it's just a Western, right? It's like Deadwood. Or a
That's
different
very
Western.
true. That's a very good point.
What's video gamey about it? I mean, I don't know. You like it.
There's a controller.
Yep, okay, go on.
There's a main menu.
Oh, so the movie cuts to a main
And
menu
it's
every
a
once in a while.
mini-map, yeah.
At the end of every episode, it saves, and at the start of every episode, it loads, which is great. Yeah.
So the main character of the show is constantly like looking in the bottom left hand corner at the mini map. Only they can see, and occasionally they just pause and they look up, and then they're just chewing their chewing tobacco to regain their skills.
It's too much micromanagement in that game as well. Different guns and hats, and it's too much choice.
So that's my favorite part.
I know,
of it.
that's
Just
what
all
you
the-
loved about it.
I just hunted exotic animals and made fancy pants out of them and
Very
stuff.
good.
Like I loved doing that.
There's just an episode where a guy just keeps putting on different outfits, and he's like, "Nah." changes into
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
Is
yeah.
he out into the wilderness to do more hunting, or has he already done that? So it's just the pants part.
That's a separate episode.
Okay.
Well, that's how you get the women watching. Fashion episodes,
Hells
right.
yes.
rare pelt.
Here's a question, Naomi. Is that wardrobe? That's wardrobe from the show.
Yes.
Is that your own jacket, or do you steal it from ABC Wardrobe?
Stole it. Don't tell anyone. No, they let me. My pants also. I have a brand new wardrobe from the
Nice.
show. I'm keeping it in case we need it again.
Yes, good
She
thinking,
certainly
yes.
will.
Yeah.
I saw a tweet from Marty, who manages one of the admins in the Great Mates group. She was loving all the outfits in that show. She was like, I don't know if you saw that. She was like,
Ooh.
incredible. Loved it. So there you
Oh,
go.
that's so nice.
It's directed by Adam Murfett and Jesse Oldfield, another couple.
Oh.
Hello.
Another couple.
Yeah, another couple. There's quite a few couples in this show. The
Yeah, right.
producer and the DOP are a couple as well.
going on?
Yeah, just a lot of
Everyone's in cahoots.
creative people having a good time. We're getting little babies coming along and stuff, and we're making TV. It's cool. It's hip. But they're really they're super fashionable and really they're. I don't even know how to describe these people. But they're just
They're
friends
way
of
too
ours.
cool.
They're way too cool.
I feel like the little street rat that they took in.
Yeah, and they just put this aesthetic, the vast majority of music choices are theirs, and they were very, very particular about
Yeah.
the way the characters dressed and stuff, and it was very beyond us, and we were like,
It really
yeah,
comes
cool.
across in the show's got an aesthetic.
Yeah,
Like a
big
definite
time, big time.
It doesn't look like nothing. I
Yeah.
notice it. I'm like, yeah, okay, this has got a look.
Yeah.
I'd imagine them dragging you off the street and they put you in the bath with big scrubbing brushes.
Yeah, it was very that. When they were first trying to we were talking about how the characters should dress, we were like, for Penny, we really like Naomi's, natural style of you just picked up something that was on the floor, crumpled up and threw it on. And I'm like, oh, that's how I come across. That's great.
Thanks.
Not anymore.
You like how you just wear anything.
Yeah.
Just whatever.
And you stink and you look like shit. We love that. That's really rich character work.
This is just a question for me that I want to know. No one else will probably care about this, but with the murals that you had, were any of them real or were they all CGI murals?
They were CG'd on.
All of
I
them.
knew it.
Yeah.
Especially the up high one, because I'm like, that's impossible. They couldn't have done that probably.
And nor would you want to, because it wasn't the best art. In fact, it was bad on purpose. And we were like, if someone comes and sees this awful thing that we've put on, it's like, no, but we're critiquing it.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
you've just
yeah.
left horrible things just on all these walls across Melbourne.
This is really nerdy, but there's one thing in the show. It's not that nerdy. There's one thing in the show that even I can't believe we pulled off.
Is the bit where
which
you walk
was-
across the mural?
I mean, that is nuts.
Because that was
very
when it
good.
had me going, hang on a minute. Is
What's
that a
going
real
on
mural?
here? But it
sorry.
looks quite well. No, all of the driving scenes when they're driving in the car were all shot in a studio.
Get the fuck out of here, really?
Right? And it's fucking flawless.
Yeah.
It looks
Crazy.
flawless.
I didn't know they could do that in
no.
Australia.
And then I was like,
crazy.
and I was saying to Naomi, I'm like, that is the best I've ever seen it done. And then I was like, but maybe I have seen it done before.
Just don't know.
If the technology is there,
Yeah.
maybe they've been, and that would be amazing. If we're watching shit that looks like
Yeah.
it's real, but it hasn't been for a long time, Hollywood, I'm impressed.
Fast and Furious 8, they recorded it in ABC Studios.
Really?
Whole thing, yeah.
Incredible.
So it wasn't on the back of a truck.
No, it was supposed to be, but
Yeah, yeah.
because of COVID,
yeah,
we
of
couldn't
course.
get police
course.
And
in.
so, and so then we were like,
So it's just
okay.
a green screen room,
Yeah,
right?
it's just
I
a
was-
green,
yeah.
yeah.
So you're like, this is going to look like shit.
And we
right?
were like, that's
Yeah.
a compromise we'll have to
Yeah.
make.
Yeah.
And then when the shots came in,
like, what?
Jaws just hit the fucking ground, man. I was so impressed. I'd
You guys
never
had that
seen
kind
it.
of budget. That's,
Most of the work went into me trying to look like I was believably driving a car. So I wasn't just like swinging my hands back and forth. Like I was turning and like making sure my eyes were looking like around, but not too much.
what
but
are you
not too
looking
little.
at? Just like a camera, obviously.
Well,
yes.
I'm looking in a certain direction. Clearly, our cinematographer Shelley was like, "What is she doing?" So he's like holding the camera, and then he just like sticks his hand out, and starts wiggling his fingers so that I'll look in that direction.
like a cat
Yeah.
or a
And
kid
I was
getting
like,
the photo taken. Yeah.
I trust him, so I was just like, I do what he says.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
To wrap this up, if you don't mind, I've got a list of upcoming stuff that we're getting for video games, for TV and movies.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, this is some stuff to get
mean,
excited
Let's
about.
hear it.
We can prejudge them. Whether
Yeah,
they're going to be good or
definitely.
not.
Love
yeah.
to do that.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Resident Evil, that's this year. They're doing another one.
They're doing the Netflix TV show,
It's
yeah?
no, this is a movie that's a reboot of the Mila Jovovich movie.
Oh,
But it's
I don't know
more
why
like
I thought.
the first. Maybe they might be doing an anime on Netflix. You know, they do that sometimes.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think there's something. That's fascinating. Another movie.
Yeah.
Because I like the new games, like the remake of 2.
I started it.
You started it? It was
good.
I finished 2. I didn't finish 3 because I didn't find it as good. But 2
Yeah.
was like one of the best games. That's very high on my list.
They're going to do 4, right? Because that's the one I really
Probably.
want to play.
Yeah.
Or
They'd be
something
silly
like
not
that.
to.
Yeah. Uncharted, Mark Wahlberg and Tom
Holland,
Holland.
yeah.
I don't know how I feel
Wait,
about this.
who's Nathan Drake?
Mark
Holland.
Wahlberg
Tom Holland.
is Sully.
Yeah.
But he
No
aged-
mustache? Is that
Yeah,
correct?
I think-
Wait, aren't they brothers?
No, Sully's like his mentor.
Yeah, in 4 you find out how they meet and stuff. He's his mentor.
Yeah.
Oh,
But he
okay, I
doesn't
don't
have a
remember.
mustache, but he did post one photo on Instagram where he did have a mustache. But like, if you're going to do Sully, that's like his only thing.
Maybe it's a flashback. Maybe they do the
Yeah.
to Sully.
It's the early days Uncharted,
yeah,
isn't it?
the journey that's had to getting made has been a nightmare.
He
one.
aged out of it because
Yeah.
he was Nathan Drake
Yeah.
and he aged into Sully.
So
Oh, that's
I
funny.
can't imagine if it's good, it's purely by a
Wait,
miracle.
Tom Holland is Nathan Drake.
Yep.
Because
Yeah.
there's a little boy, but he's
Yeah.
like 25.
he
But he
seems
doesn't
way
even
too
seem
young,
like
Yeah.
Nathan Drake.
but it
Apparently
might
he's-
be set before.
yeah,
the
because
first
there is
movie.
you are a little Nathan Drake in some of them, aren't you?
in 4.
Yeah.
I'd rather watch Tom Holland than Nathan Drake. So I'm not really complaining here because Nathan Drake is like the epitome of man who thinks he's funny with no evidence.
Tom Holland doesn't play Tom Holland. He plays Nathan Drake.
I know.
So you are going to have to watch Nathan
got
No,
Drake.
a
but I'm
certain
watching
swagger.
Tom Holland do Nathan Drake, so I already think Tom Holland's charming. Whereas I went in when I was watching you play Uncharted, I just felt sick to my stomach. So hopefully Tom Holland can, offset that a little bit.
Who you hate is Nolan North. Is that who does the voice?
Yeah, he's in every. He did
I think I hate the writing, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't think it's spectacular.
So hopefully the writing is completely different.
Yeah.
Take all the concepts from the video game and then just change them completely. I would love that.
That's what. Yeah, me too.
Hopefully nothing's awkward because they're going to have to comment. Holland's going to have to.
This was recently announced: Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Tails and Jason Momoa might be Knuckles.
Oh,
Talked about
great.
that last
Oh,
week.
good on
All
them.
right. There you go.
Okay.
I like Ben Schwartz as
Sure.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Minecraft.
Oh,
Minecraft.
Ooh,
All
and,
right.
and
You've got to.
then-
It's got to be animated,
That's one.
right?
That is one of
Yes.
those. It is animated.
I guess someone wrote in. I don't have it in
Or
front
it's
of me.
just
who-
very blocky actors.
yeah, just like
Jason
Jason,
Statham
yeah.
as the. Yeah.
Daniel Craig. Yeah, but that.
That's purely a product of like sometimes things just get to a point, like the Beatles.
Angry
they
Birds.
just got to a point, Angry Birds, where you just have to make a movie.
Yeah.
You just have to.
Yeah.
Because
It's just
the money
money.
will be there. You won't lose your money.
I saw Angry Birds 2, but not one, and it was fine.
Yeah.
It was
And it
fine.
doesn't matter if it's terrible
No.
because enough stupid kids will go and watch it.
Or dads
Enough-
who are like, we just need to kill.
Exactly. Yeah, you need to
time.
kill a couple of hours. You'll do it. It's fine. It doesn't matter.
I can
But
put in
they
one
can still be
earphone.
good.
And your dumb kids will
The
love
Lego
it.
movies are great.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I think this
Yeah.
is happening. I think
Yeah.
they went Lego movie.
That's like
Minecraft.
Look,
Squares.
sometimes there's
do Minecraft.
an exception, like the Lego movies
Yeah.
were spectacular.
There's been a lot of
Probably
like
why Tetris is going on. 'cause
exactly
That's
blocks.
Squares too.
Squares are in.
Jason Statham. Just he's the long one. But
The Rock, but littler. Naomi, go do your joke, Naomi. Do your joke.
The
Here we go. You got this. I believe in you.
tiny little stone.
6 episodes. Series.
love it. There we go. Season 2 confirmed. We've locked it in. someone wrote it, I don't have it in front of me, but like if Minecraft was like a survival movie where if you did like Castaway, but it's...
I'm sorry, is everything in the movie going to be blocks?
I guess.
I can't take
It's
it
gotta- it's
seriously
gotta look
if
that way.
everything is,
Yeah.
if
I wanna
everything
see-
is blocks.
I want to see a real human face
Somebody
stretched
having to
over
cut
a-
their own leg off because it's been infected with their blocks.
It just pops off into different elements.
I'm fascinated to know if they'll do like, because I think with these things, surely there's always the conversation of do we go a bit meta? Do we have people playing the game and then tell a story, or do we
Or they get
just
sucked into the game.
yeah, like what like a Jumanji?
Wow, it's sad that this is a podcast because the physical
There's a
work
lot
you were
going on
doing.
there.
There's a lot coming. You'll be able to feel it in the way you said it. You
definitely.
really will. I'm very interested to see what the approach is to Minecraft.
Yeah, it could easily make $1 billion, something like that. though.
Easy.
Or
My
tank.
nephew will definitely watch it.
There you go.
There's no. I don't think it'll tank. I don't think it'll tank.
it gonna be
Even
a-
if it's the worst movie ever.
Fortnite game? Are they going to do one?
There is
I'm
a
sure.
Fortnite
Surely.
game, Mason.
Yeah, there is a game. There's a Fortnite game. It's very popular.
let me
Yeah.
check.
Oh no, I see what I've done now. I see what I've done.
I just want
Movie.
Yeah.
Fortnite. Movie.
Maybe you could
Surely.
you could do that as like. What's one of those like the
Battle
Purge.
Royale.
You could do the Purge, but like it's Fortnite for kids or whatever.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm glad
yeah.
I figured that out because
And
I would have
ninjas in
left.
it.
And I would have been like,
Have you seen the?
did I say that was funny? Then
Why
I
was everyone looking at me like I was pathetic?
and then just me texting James at 3 a.m. Can you cut out the thing where I said Fortnite in the game? You cut it out.
Sorry, Minecraft has been removed from the schedule due to COVID.
Oh.
So it's not anime? I don't know.
Oh,
And Fortnite is a
All
game.
the blocks got COVID.
Yes, that's right. Anyway, the next one I've got here is there's a Fallout series from Jonathan Nolan and Lisa Joy who did Westworld.
wow. Yeah, Jonathan Nolan.
That could be
I
something.
don't know much about Fallout, but it seems at least it's like interesting, like the few parts that I've watched about like the world building and stuff.
Yeah,
I have an unopened copy of Fallout 4. Do either of you want it? Or you, Mason?
Yes.
I bought that game for like we've got
Yeah.
it.
Oh,
Do you still want it? Because
Yeah,
Borderlands, that got a bunch of casting recently.
yes,
Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
Blanchett is gonna be
That's
in that, yeah.
and it's a
Are you
movie,
serious?
right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Kate
I-
Blanchett.
I'm right up. James, is
Yeah,
Kate,
no, it is.
Kate
No, you're
Blanchett?
right.
It is,
I'm
okay.
right.
Have
Kate
either
Blanchett the game, am I right?
All
Is
it
that-
took was a skeptical look at you.
Yeah.
Confidence.
Has-
shake.
I'm questioning everything now.
has anyone here played Borderlands? Any of the Borderlands?
never.
No.
So I've only played Borderlands 3 and I played it a bunch. And it got to the point where I had to go into the sound settings and turn off all the dialogue because every character is the most annoying. Gave me a headache
But you
playing
can
the
turn
game
it off, though. That's cool.
and like hearing the characters talk and their inane just bullshit. I am so fascinated to see how they turn what I think was one of the worst stories, the most annoying
Isn't that
bunch
lauded
of
for its
characters.
characters and its world
Oh,
building? and
is
shit?
it? By who?
Isn't it?
Idiots? Sorry.
Sorry,
Look,
idiots.
It just wasn't for me. It just like apparently number 2 has quite a good story, and number 3.
And I heard
the
that
story
because
falls
there's like
apart a
those Walking Dead mobile games or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There's like a Fallout game in this, not the Fallout, Borderlands in the style of that, isn't there?
Right,
Which
I
is apparently
don't know.
very good. Is the
Right.
best story. I saw that this week. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Look, I found it very frustrating. So, but again, I've only played number 3. So, sorry, fans. I'm very interested to see it. I will see it purely
Okay.
because I'm.
Is it one of
I
those
wanna
games
know.
where you go into like a room or a hut and there's one person standing in front of you and they're like, "What are you doing here?" And you're like, "I've come into town." And then they're like, "There's a thing that you have to get or do." And you're
Yeah.
like, "Okay," but it's all
But it's
because that's my
it's-
least favorite thing. Just a grinding halt where you just watch
Yeah.
two people just fucking.
It's
natter
kind
at
of
each
that, but then it's a loot shooter, so it's just
Yeah.
about like getting the best loot. But then it's also open world, and it's kind of multiplayer. So like
Okay.
you and
It's
4 of your mates
everything.
can go on these quests and adventures and like beat a big boss together and then get a bunch of loot. But then you have to go talk to some annoying NPC.
Love it.
Who's like, like they all sound like that. They all have that voice.
Claptrap.
I see why
Yeah.
they got Kate Blanchett. That's
It's just her shooting rats for hours. Just to get XP. I
FNAF.
have an Oscar probably. Or a Golden Globe, I don't know.
Five Nights at Freddy. That's coming.
Oh, wait, is
point.
that the one where you're watching the cameras?
Yes, and teddy
Oh,
bears.
yeah, I
and
watched
whatever.
Demi Lardner play that for a bit on
Okay.
Twitch. That's so it's like it looks like Chuck E. Cheese, the
Yeah.
animatronics.
Oh.
Wasn't it a mistake
Spooky.
when like the creator, like he meant to make another thing, and people were like, "This is horrifying," and he went, "It's a horror game."
It's the champagne of video games.
Yeah,
But yeah, there was just a Nicolas Cage movie called Willy's Wonderland, which is basically the
Yeah.
same premise. So.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
very
when
excited.
that's
It's
coming
out.
out. Or it's
It's
out.
I'm going to see it
it
at the
is.
Astor. They're doing a double with Mandy, that and Mandy.
Oh,
wow,
were you
yeah.
going to invite me or?
No,
Okay.
there we go.
please come.
It's too late now.
I'm going with Dean.
No, I feel like I forced your hand. I forced the invite, and you should have just invited me.
You did force it. Next one, Gears of War. Great, I guess.
Right.
Yeah, sure,
Sure.
whatever.
Just Cause and Just Dance, not together.
Just Dance.
Yeah,
What a great crossover that would
I
be.
know.
That's the
Ju-
same
just
universe.
I
really.
tried to play Just Cause 3. Wasn't for me. That'll be it. But you know,
played one of them.
You could just make that into like a fun generic action film. Like that could work.
What is? I'm sorry. Just Dance.
Yes.
Why?
Good question, Naomi.
That's incredible.
That's what we're all
What-
thinking, yeah.
Is it a competition? Is it a small town where you can't just dance?
Yeah, like I wonder if it's going to
Imagine
be
a world where you can't just dance.
because that sounds like they're just going to take like. You know, like what's one of those underground dancing movies where
Step Up.
It's like
Yeah.
Step
That's what
Up,
I
but then
thought.
just slap the Just
Dance.
Dance
Yeah,
IP
that
on
sounds
top of
about
it.
It's just
right,
literally
know?
dancing. The game is just dancing.
dancing.
It's just dance, as they call it.
Yeah, yeah,
So it could just insert any dance movie and it's the same.
yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Mega Man. I don't know.
Okay.
Don't care.
Last of Us we mentioned. Metal Gear Solid. I think the guy who did Kong Skull Island is
Ooh.
doing that, and I think it's Poe Dameron, that guy.
That could be
Whatever his
interesting.
name is.
Yeah,
Oscar
he's
Isaac,
cool.
yeah.
He's going to be Snake, but there's all different
Yeah, he's
types
hot.
of snakes.
Yeah,
on there.
he's
I don't,
hot, I
that
agree.
movie's all over the place.
Yeah. Saints Row and Yakuza.
Yakuza. I've been
Hmm.
playing Yakuza on Twitch.
Which one is that? Which Yakuza?
It's a streaming platform.
Go on.
I've been playing Yakuza 0.
Okay, is that
which
the newest?
It's. I don't think it's the newest one, but it's the one that everyone says is one of the best, and it's sort of like a prequel to the others, which again I haven't played yet. But
All my game recommendations come from you. Should I play this game?
if you don't like people talking,
I
it
don't.
is so much talking.
Okay.
And some of the scenes you
If it's
can't
good, I
skip.
like it. Like if it's
It's just a lot of
And
you
it's
should
lo-
do this
it's-
and you
it's-
should do that, but they spend so long going over.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in a meeting and I'm like, all right, just say what you want and then I can leave.
Yeah.
But the rest of the game, and people do love the stories. I
Yes.
just have a short attention span. But the
too.
combat is really fun, and I'm not even really a combat person. But the best thing is all these like mini games that you play because it's set in, I think it's set in Tokyo, but it's you can do like karaoke and bowling.
oh cool.
And darts and play pool, and you can collect like soft porn cards.
Very cool. And there's like you do like bartending. I've seen like bartending mini games and stuff. Is
Yeah,
that,
it's
that-
all
yeah.
this weird
Yeah,
stuff.
okay.
There was one side mission where I had to teach these like rock and rollers who weren't actually tough how to be tough. It's a really
See,
fun game.
that sounds better than like Assassin's Creed and you collect a million feathers for no reason.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's really really fun.
It's,
Okay, cool.
there's actual variety. Assassin's Creed, those games like try to give you the illusion of variety with
Yeah.
these like big worlds and
but
these
there's
side
nothing
quests.
in them. Yeah.
No, it's just like go here, get a thing.
That's
come
why I like
back,
Ghost
or-
of Tsushima because like a lot of the stuff was
Yeah.
like, it felt good and real. And I finished it. I did it. That
Oh,
one
there
I
you
did
go.
finish.
Well
So, yeah.
I didn't play that, but that's one I always get recommended.
Do you want it? I have a actually I want to keep that one if that's all right.
If that's all right,
all right, I guess.
you guys got to get some self-esteem in your stat.
thing that you bought for yourself that you enjoy, I guess you can keep that and not give it to me for free. I guess.
So the show is called Why You Like This. It's out right now. People can
is.
or very soon on Netflix.
Yeah.
For the rest of the world,
Yeah.
you will not be able to watch it on Netflix in Australia for like ages. So don't wait
Yeah.
if you're waiting for it to be on
Cool.
Netflix. Just
The-
go on iView.
The amount of times I have said it's on ABC iView and it's coming to Netflix worldwide, and then people have said,
When?
"Is it coming to the UK? Is it?
People in
will
the
it-
UK
is it-
specifically, they love to ask
Is
if
it
it's
coming to?
the UK.
But like, I get. Is it not? They haven't missed the Netflix thing. They
Yeah.
say, "Is it coming to UK Netflix?" And it's like, where do you have Netflix? It'll be on there, okay, wherever you are.
Well,
Yeah, yeah.
well,
You guys got-
well,
Not in
no,
Australia.
Not in
They don't have Netflix though,
China or North Korea.
but they don't have Netflix.
Good point.
So
Yeah.
if you have Netflix, if you're in Brazil,
Yep. Brazzers.
It'll be on there.
Yeah.
Folks, if you're in the UK, get the Bangers and Mash out of your ears. It's bloody, it's on.
It'll be
gonna
on
on
there.
Netflix.
It's worldwide.
You've got it. Yeah.
Are you in the world?
Yeah.
And also, if people, I've just brought it up. People could tweet it.
Oh, Americans, it's going to be on your Netflix.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, very good.
Yes, it will be.
ABC Australia, if you could just tweet at them and just be like, "This is a good show." Just do that every day forever.
Do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
Send them a fax.
because
Send them an email.
there's too much of the same shit on Australian comedy. And
I
it's nice
agree.
to see like new faces and new people and new jokes. And it's not just there's like one good panel show. It's like Gruen, and everything else is just like whatever. You know what I mean? It's just nice to see
There's
something
a lot
else.
of different panel shows and you
Yeah.
know, shows for like older people, which is fine. But there's so
No.
many young talented people.
Yeah,
in the country.
yeah.
It's the same fucking people.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
they've been
yeah.
for like 20 fucking years. you
I
know?
And
know.
it's like, hopefully,
Yeah.
you know, if this show does well, then maybe it's like a proof of concept for other people who are under 50 to also get TV shows.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. It's we can't believe this show got made, and like so much power to the ABC for believing in it because
Yeah.
it's not for their target demographic, and it is such a brand new team.
Yeah.
None of us had written a sitcom before. The directors hadn't shot dialogue before they
Oh,
started
really?
working on this show.
shit, yeah.
You know, like we were green, and but they supported us and they let us do
Yeah.
it, and it's
you-
really special.
Are you listening, Channel 7? Are you listening? Okay.
Why would they make our show when they make Married at First Sight and 1 billion people watch it? Like I don't even
That's
bother
Channel
with
9,
them.
Mark, okay?
Whatever,
Grow up.
whoever it is. My kitchen rules.
Holy moly, the mini golf. Is
that out
for the
yet?
whole family? I don't know.
What happened to Hole in the Wall? Remember you had to make a shape?
I don't remember that.
Oh yeah, that was nuts. Do you remember the tilt?
Tilt the room? Or
Tilt the
yeah,
room.
Grant
They
Denyer?
just stole a McAuliffe sketch and just turned it into a game show.
What was interesting about that was there was nothing outside of the room tilted. Because with what are you doing here? What's that show called? what are you doing? What are you doing
And
here?
is this going to be one of the posters? I hope this is one of the posters
What are
that
you
comes
doing
up.
But like there were people like prompting conversation and there were jokes and they try to like
Yeah.
talk them into a corner.
Yeah.
But this like the room just slid and then they just kind of like continue.
One of my friends was on it. They fractured their ankle.
Shit.
They
Oh
really,
my
they
God.
got really hurt. That show was bad. What are you doing here?
What are you doing here?
Anyways, yeah, thanks so much for coming on.
Yeah, thanks,
you got
guys.
Twitters to plug as well if you want to do that, or Instagram
Or Twitches.
or Twitches.
Yeah,
Twitches.
I mean, if you want to catch me on Twitch, I'm the Very Polite Gamer. Give us a at Very Polite Gamer, but then all the Auntie Donna stuff. Sure. hopefully you know about the Auntie Donna stuff, but search Auntie Donna.
And I'm Nomstrosity, but just look up Naomi Higgins because it's easy
Only
to
one.
spell.
Yeah,
Got it. All right, thanks again, guys. Really appreciate
thank you
it.
for having
Thank you
us
for
on.
having us.
No worries,
Bye.
goodbye. You know what it's time for there, Mason?
Is it time for what we're reading?
Yeah,
And also what we're going to read?
yeah.
Yes.
I'm doing the thing. Westworld.
What I like that you've added
Yeah.
is you've added like a hand to the headphone.
That's new
Like
for
a
me.
slight head nod.
Yeah.
Like you're recording an R&B classic.
Like I'm David Guetta solving racism. Remember when he did that?
No.
This one goes out to George Floyd. Have you seen that?
No.
Oh, it's incredible.
Okay.
Give it a listen.
I was thinking more of like Brandy in the 90s. just
Oh,
like-
okay. Yeah, right. Fantastic.
Yep.
Let's talk about what we're reading.
Are we both watching Superstore?
Yes, I'm up to date. Of
Oh, my
yeah,
goodness,
because the
okay.
last season isn't on Netflix, but it's good, isn't it?
Well, I mean, it's good in the sense it's good casting.
It's
I
on.
think.
It just
It's on.
goes.
Well, it's as I've mentioned on previous episodes of this podcast, I'm always looking for a show to watch when you're not watching a show.
Yeah.
And I've been watching it. I like it's got the Office,
Yep.
Parks and Rec, will they, won't they kind of thing.
Sure.
And it is, but at one point I was watching it and I'm enjoying it a lot. And I went, I'm hungry. I should go out and get something to eat. And I went out and I got something to eat, like out of my house. And then I came back and I'm like, I left it on. So
And you just
no, I wound it back.
Okay,
so
yeah.
that's
So
a
that's
testament to its
good.
quality.
yeah.
Yeah.
This kind of I think this went under a lot of people's radar because now it's on Netflix.
Yes.
and there's 5 or 6 seasons on there now, whatever.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, there's 22 a season. What I don't like about the newer season is they work in COVID, so it's all like masks, and I'm
okay,
like,
right.
and that's not a fault of the show, but I'm
Yeah.
just like, I don't want to see any of this shit. Like I know it because I see
Yeah.
it every fucking day.
Yeah.
But what do you do?
Well,
So,
exactly. I mean, your other option is just run as normal, and a significant portion of the viewing audience will be like, "Why are you standing so
Yeah.
close to each other? Why are you doing this?
Yeah, exactly.
Also, the show features intermittently Australia's own Josh Lawson.
Yes.
Who, of course, is the pharmacist in the show, but he's also
Kano.
in the new Mortal Kombat.
He does
so-
mysteriously disappear in some later seasons.
Ah,
no
'cause
doubt
he's
to
getting
be Kano.
ripped.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to be Kano. I think he's always been pretty ripped.
Really?
If I had to,
But I mean, for the movies, he's got to be extra ripped.
I guess he does.
He's probably always been ripped for an Australian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, were we all ripped?
No, I mean the world has a skewed
I like a
view of us
perception of us.
because of Hugh Jackman.
Oh yeah. And Chris Hemsworth appearing on the news every now and then. Like he would just walk out of the woods and be like, I'm doing the news or whatever. I'm doing the weather.
Yep.
You know he does that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
What's
yeah.
he up to?
Right now?
Thor.
Yes, it is that. Yes,
I think
and also some sort of ad. I think maybe for his app where he's had his face
Face on
put on
other
very,
people?
like little kids and stuff.
yeah. Wow. That's what he's up to. Now we know.
What else have you been watching?
I've been smashing out a lot of Invincible. I was only going to read the first volume because
Yeah.
we're going to do it for Book Club.
Yes.
But I've just been reading it. And I've
It's
just,
very brisk, isn't
and
it?
I bought all of them. I just went and bought every
okay,
copy. And
right.
I had most of them, or like the back half at least, because I don't know what I had before. I think you gave me a bunch.
And at a certain point, you sort of have to read. Like I think we were reading it week to week at one
Yeah.
point, like when it was coming out. So.
Yeah. Started in 2003.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Anyway, that show's out in March. They just had a new trailer. So that's cool. So I'm
Very cool.
very much looking forward to that.
I also watched. I recommended this to you, and maybe you'll get to it next week. The Kid Detective, which came out last year.
I
This was
also watched Kid
recommended to
Detective.
me from the folks on the Planet Broadcasting
Yeah.
Great Mates Facebook group. I can't remember. I don't have your name here, but they were like, "Who else has watched this?" And I'm like, "I should get into that." I love Adam Brody.
I also
He's great at
watched
many
it.
things. So for people who are not aware of it, it's like an indie black comedy mystery thriller.
Yeah.
And it's a subject near and dear to my heart where Adam Brody plays this guy Abe, who as a kid was a kid detective who had like a...
Because you loved all those serial novels when you were a kid, didn't you?
Yeah. And so he has like an office in a treehouse and like, the other kids show up and put 50 cents in his jar and he solves their little mystery in their
Yeah.
little town or whatever. But then it's, cut to the modern day and he's graduated from kid detective to real detective. But he's still in this little town and not a lot is going on.
Yeah.
And he's just sort of, his parents are like, when are you going to make
Do a
something
real
of you? Do a real
detecting,
thing. Yeah.
whatever.
And then one day a girl from the local high school shows up and says, can you help find out who murdered my boyfriend?
Yes.
He's like, oh, this is my first
Yeah.
real kind of... And I think we've mentioned in the past Mystery Team,
Yep.
which is a movie by Derek Comedy, which has Donald Glover and...
Definitely shades of that, yeah.
Yeah, but in that, they're three like man children who
Yeah.
never really grew up
Yes.
and are still... solving the mystery of the missing ice cream or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
But in this, he's like, he's a genuine grown up
Yeah,
adult.
he's supposed to be 32.
Yeah, and it gets kind of like, it sort of gets intermittently dark. But
Yeah.
it's,
It's a very good movie, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's shades of Brick as well, I would say.
yeah,
Yeah. But Brick's not very funny, and this is pretty funny in
yeah.
parts.
It's not laugh out loud.
Oh,
funny.
no, but
Yeah.
there's like a great Pong joke. There's a few, there's a hiding in a cupboard, like a running gag, which is
Yeah.
quite good. There's a few things, like recurring things, which I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's sort of he's a well fleshed out character in that, some of his world is like genuine, like he's actually kind of good at detecting because
Yeah.
he's been doing it for so long, and some of it is just like pretentiousness and like
Yeah.
stuff he's clearly gotten from detective TV
Yeah,
shows and
nonsense,
things like that.
essentially, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think we should do the letters segment of the show, Mason.
I also think we should do the letter
and
segment of the
what
show.
better way to kick off the letters segment of the show than with the letters theme for the letters segment of the show?
I should play the letters theme for the letters segment of the
Thank
show
you,
from my
yes.
phone. I'll do it right now.
All right,
great.
I'm
Great stuff. Here we go. The classic one was
Letters, oh letters, we love you. Some letters, they're only a day away.
I know they're here right now. We're going to do letters. Right.
Every now and then we get a comment. This is like, does Mason really play that from his phone? Yes, he does.
We'll never tell.
No, he does.
No, we'll never tell.
No, he does.
Huh.
There's no secret. He does it that way every week.
That's...
But we'll never tell.
We'll never tell.
If you do want to reach the show, hashtag Weekly Planet Pod on Twitter or weeklyplanetpod@gmail.
Send us an email,
.com.
or if you wish, you can send us a voicemail. And how you do that,
Audio recording.
just record it on your phone or your computer device of choice.
Yes.
And then add it as an attachment to the email. We do not have a dedicated
No.
voicemail line.
Keep it brief, keep it tangible.
That's right.
And we'll just make it happen
But
for
this
you.
week we decided we would have a theme off.
Yes.
Because we've been sent 2 alternate Weekly Planet themes.
Which is illegal most weeks, but because it's
That's right. We'd call the cops on both of you.
a leap year, or is it isn't?
It's not.
Because it's not a leap year,
This
we're
is
allowed
not-
to do it this
That's
week
right, exactly. 3 out of every 4 years we are allowed to do this.
in February.
That's right.
Yeah. So the first one is from Albert Salt.
I know Albert Salt,
Albert Salt?
a real life musician.
Oh, my goodness.
Right.
So this says, hope you're both well. I thought I'd put my spin on the Weekly Planet theme song, and since I was a little boy, I had Ship to Shore theme stuck in my head, but will never know what it's from. And a few pods ago, James brought it up and something clicked in my head and it came flooding back. Thanks for the local references. So here we go, Mason. Let's do some Albert Salt stuff.
Let's do it.
Red hot comic book movie news with James and Mason. The Weekly Planet.
Got a bit of pep and zip.
It's got a bit
one.
of pep and zip.
It's got a whoosh.
And it's removed the most offensive element for you,
Right.
James.
Because a lot of people are like, just
And added the most offensive element for me. They've put your name in it. Which I didn't like.
the thing is, right, a lot of people I've seen like on the Reddit, people are suggesting like, this is how you change the theme song. I never, that's not like, because it has to be done. Someone has to make it. Like the Brute. Now, I don't want to ask him to do it because I don't want to, like, if he, like, I'd pay him if he wanted to do it, if he listens to this. Who knows? He's in the Facebook group. But, yeah, we're looking for alternatives at this point.
That was a good one, though.
I
think
thought
that was
so
a very good
too.
Example.
We have another one.
I was going to say, side note, I wanted to plug this ages ago, but Albert Salt
Yes.
has an EP that came out quite recently. It's on Spotify. It's called 25 Not Doing All Right.
Oh,
So
wow.
it's all about his experiences in lockdown in Melbourne. So just life in general in your mid-20s. So.
And bad, right?
The album.
Not bad.
yes.
Experience lockdown 25 and all those things. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Man,
I think people should check it out. I listened to it the other day. It's real good.
he liked it, everybody.
Yeah.
I'll listen. What's it called again?
It's called 25 Not Doing All Right.
All right.
So just look up Albert Salt on Spotify.
He seems like he's doing all right musically, though, at least.
Seems that way, yeah.
I agree. This is from also, we've got another person here. Marin says, finally I can put both my talents to the test, writing Western stuff and listening to prestige podcasts. Love from Croatia. P.S. It might or might not contain the word butthole.
Oh, well. well,
I mean, maybe
well.
it's so good that it doesn't even bother me.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Maybe it's just a man screaming butthole.
That's right.
For 10 full seconds.
So here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go. Western themed.
So this only works if I'm picked as a non-screen message, but you've been tricked. I just wanted to hurt the trust between you and these voice messages. Since I'm here, what is your favorite non-movie or TV Star Wars thing you really enjoyed? And can I be the official Croatian guy of the pod? Oh, and apparently Bruce Willis always stars in dumb movies just because he's...
Oh, cut off?
He's tricked us too many
He's
times.
tricked us too many times.
Man,
and you won't be having it.
I really talked that up. You know what I mean?
Right?
This is why we don't screen things, for example, like this.
Because for the thrill of it. And now we have to think on our feet, James. That's the
right.
thing. We're gonna have a theme off.
Well, I guess the first theme won.
Yeah.
That being said, that second theme wasn't bad.
We just play that at the start of every episode. About how we, the hosts, have been tricked and how we're easily tricked.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, favorite Star Wars thing outside of the movies and TV? Darth Vader comic for me.
Yeah, right.
Shadow's Empire book.
Yeah. We're naming one of each.
Thrawn trilogy. No,
Okay.
it's just whatever.
Okay, I'm going to say Dr. Aphra, the comic book.
It's a good one,
that a lot. Maybe Jedi Fallen Order. I like
Yeah,
that a
that's
lot.
good.
That was good.
Jedi Knight 2. Did I say Darth Vader comic? I
Yes,
did.
you
didn't
did,
I?
yeah.
Yeah, good. I like that new Kylo Ren run.
Yeah.
It's quite the nice
Star
Ren
Wars
one.
Holiday Special.
Star Wars Holiday Special, one of the best. Caravan of Courage.
Yep,
And,
great
this
one.
follow-up movie, Battle of Endor.
Yes, cool.
Truce at Bakura.
The True Set for Curry, yeah,
Yes.
sure.
What do you think about that Star Wars trilogy comic that we did for Caravan of Garbage?
The
Which
one,
was
the
the-
alternate timeline one?
That one,
Yes.
but the one where it's like set after and they do a little adventure and Boba Fett's back in it and they go to Han's apartment.
Oh, yeah, okay. That was a fun one.
That was fun, whatever that one was called.
Uh,
The Emperor Dark Rising. The Emperor's back.
R2D2 and C3PO Salt and Pepper Shakers.
Yeah,
Like those.
very good, aren't they?
Very good, yeah.
Did you ever play Yoda Stories?
I think I played Yoda
Which
Stories,
was
yeah.
randomly generated.
Oh, it was like a top-down little adventure one.
Yeah.
I think I played the Indiana Jones version of that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They
So
both
that
were
is
shit.
that's
Yeah,
one of
that's
my
what you're
favorite
getting
Star Wars
into.
things, the Indiana Jones
Salt Shakers.
little adventure in the
Cool.
Salt Shakers. Yeah.
I think that's enough options, isn't it?
I
Have we
think it's
nailed it all?
yeah. Yeah.
And let us know about that Bruce Willis thing because you got cut off at the end. So if you could just
Email in again.
email again, that'd be
I
great.
mean, we won't be tricked this time.
We
so.
will not be tricked. Have you got any more? Because I do. I certainly do.
I got more emails.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that much. Here's one. Okay, this is from This is from Victor. He says, thank you from a frozen Texan and his little dog.
Oh, man, a lot of stuff going on there.
I know, right? Hey, mates, I just wanted to tell you guys that Monday's Weekly Planet Pod episode helped me mentally get through Monday night without power here in Austin, Texas. I was finally able to download at like 11:30 p.m. after the cell service came back in my area, and I was able to charge my phone in my car. At that point, we'd been without power for 22 of our 53-hour blackout. Even though it was 9 degrees, about negative 13 degrees Celsius outside, and me and my pup were trying to keep warm in the dark under every blanket we own, the pod provided some sense of comfort and normalcy to the situation. My pup loves hearing James and Meso's voice because on normal Mondays it means I'm getting ready to take him on a walk. That's right. We're old school weekly
Pavlovian.
and Weekly Planet Walkies has been a Monday tradition that hasn't been missed since I first found the podcast in early 2014.
That's terrific.
It is.
Yeah.
The good news is that this afternoon marks 24 hours where we've had constant power since this all started, and we hope we can get water back before this weekend. Got to try to stay positive, right? Anyway, thanks a lot, gents, from Vic.
Really appreciate that.
Yeah.
And I hope you're doing all right.
Tough times in Texas,
Yeah, it
yeah.
seems like you are, all things considered. You know what I mean? You've got every blanket going at once,
Yes.
working overtime, and that's good, keeping your dog warm. But yeah, hats off to everybody in Texas.
Big hats.
If you got a hat,
10-gallon hats
but keep
off.
it on. 'Cause
Yes.
It's so
For warmth.
goddamn cold. And we're sorry your governor ran away like our prime minister did during the bushfires.
ScoMo'd it,
Yeah,
as
so
we would call
we
it.
know what that's about.
Sure do.
I recognise that play when I saw it.
Yeah, that's right.
I fucking hate that I know who Ted Cruz is. I shouldn't need to know that.
Ugh.
Yes. Ugh.
Ugh.
I mean, at least defend your family. Like, he's thrown his...
James, do you have more emails?
No, just listen. He's thrown his whole fucking family under the bus.
No, he did that, didn't he?
Like at different times. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
Your job is to not do that.
Yeah.
And govern.
But he doesn't hold a hose, mate.
What does that mean?
That's what Scott Morrison said.
Oh, I was talking about Ted Cruz.
No, I know.
But yeah,
Yeah.
fucking...
They both did it.
Yeah, great. Anyway... this is a letter. I actually delved into the letters,
yes,
which
go
I don't
on.
normally do, but this one intrigued me and I wanted to defend myself.
Okay.
It said, James, this is the headline, James is responsible for the Snyder Cut.
Oh, yes, go on.
Which also might be a good thing and might be fucking incredible.
In which
and you'll
case
all be
you're
thanking
welcome.
me. Yeah. But I don't think I am, regardless. Hey, James and Meso, have you fully grasped the idea that the Snyder Cut is kind of James's fault? Snyder cited James's video on the Batman kill count as part of his justification for making Batman a murderer in BVS. That video, again, happened after... The movie was already being made. I didn't
Yes.
influence the movie. Yeah, he just cited it.
Okay, but what
Threw
it
me
did-
under... He ScoMo'd me.
Okay, but what was going to happen, I don't know if you're aware of that, in Batman v Superman, they were going to do it A-Team style, where every time Batman blew up a truck with people in it, there was going to be like a little moment where they get out and one guy goes, are you all right? And the other guy goes, yeah,
Okay.
I'm fine. We're fine. But he cut all those out. So
Son of a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
The general response to BVS definitely played a role in Justice League becoming a mess and with regards to tone and everything. All the chaos related to the OG Justice League led to it being bad, fans demanding Snyder's version, and then and then Snyder Cut finally being released almost 6 years after James made the video. So yeah, think about it. If you think about it, James caused the Snyder Cut and maybe ruined movies forever. That's from Liam. Look, I like the detective work that you've done.
And I like the idea that one of us is responsible for ruining movies forever. And I'm just sad it wasn't me. But go on, yes.
No, you ruined Thor Ragnarok. You ruined that surprise, remember?
I did, didn't I? Yes. Yes.
We're both ruining movies.
We've each ruined a franchise, so that's good.
Yeah, so the good stuff. Anyway, I enjoyed that email. What else you got, Mason?
Well, here's one more email from Texas, and then I got one something else. This is from Manuel. Hey, James and Mesa, I just wanted to share my story. Like nearly all of the state, we went through blackouts, leaving us without power while our city dropped to single digits.
Although
9 degrees. The first few days, my wife, myself, and our 2 pups. Oh, there's a lot of pups keeping warm
Pup
in these
situation.
stories. Wore multiple layers of everything and stayed in bed all day with 8 blankets piled on top of us trying to stay warm. Because of where we live, steep hills icing over made it nearly impossible to leave until eventually our neighbour was rescued by a friend who offered us to take us in as well. We made it to a warm place with power, water and food, taken in by essentially strangers to ride out the rest of the storm. That same night, though, frozen pipes back at our place burst and flooded our home, leaving it totaled. In yet another absurd twist of fate, ridiculous acts of kindness, our landlord offered us one of her other properties to stay at while our place gets rebuilt. We're currently cleaning out the wreckage of our 2-bedroom condo, and we're just given the keys to a 4-bedroom house.
Wow.
I just thought you'd enjoy this story of people being extremely kind and generous during these times of crisis.
That's one thing that is really good coming out of it as well.
Yep.
Like, even if your governor's fleeing the country.
Or your prime minister.
I hate to get political, but people are helping each other
Yeah, for
out,
sure.
which is really terrific. Politics has been put aside and people are just like, hey, the hill's fucking icy. Do you want to move?
Yeah, that's right.
That's so great. That's really good.
I agree.
But also, the government should intervene and do more in these situations. I'm not talking about there. I'm talking about fucking everywhere in the
I
world.
agree.
Because that's your fucking job.
That's
To
right.
do that shit.
Just like our job is to provide the best content.
That's right.
And we're working our way up to
We're
it.
going to
We
get
promise
there.
we'll
Just
there.
get off our back.
God. Just let us do a few more practice runs. Okay, we'll tell you what. After our 500th practice run,
Yep.
we'll do a good one.
That's how we go, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
This is from Isaac Zahn, who says, #Weekly Planet Pod. This will be spoilers for WandaVision as well. I put this down before I'd seen the episode because I thought it was a good question. But how cool would it be if there was no deep dark in WandaVision, then Wanda is the main villain for the MCU moving forward? I think that would have been interesting. Yeah. It still could go that way.
That's true.
But no, I do like that idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's been some twists and turns.
Well, yeah, at time of recording, there's still 2 more episodes.
That's right.
So there's room for at least one more twist, I think.
I agree, at least.
Speaking of, this is from Ashley.
Okay.
And she says, I got you a podcast listen without lying, which is not our preferred option. but-
Without lying?
Hey guys, for a very
highly
long time
irregular.
I've been trying to convince my friends to listen to the pod. Some of my best lies have been used trying to persuade them, but nothing was working because they're all stubborn pricks. I know they all watch WandaVision, so like the good fan I am, I made sure to plug your review videos each week. Turns out they really enjoy them, and it's convinced at least one of them to listen to the pod. Hi Sam, if you're actually listening.
Hi, Sam.
I guess the life lesson here is telling the truth works. Not sure I'm convinced, but hey.
don't think that
Socially
is-
distanced high fives from the UK, Ashley.
That's not the lesson I take from it.
What do you think the lesson is?
I think we're doing great content.
Oh,
Again,
yeah.
and we're building up to it, and I think it's finally paying off.
That's right.
But no, those WandaVision videos are doing well. And Collings, first of all, great edit.
I think that's very much part of the.
it certainly helps.
There is a.
It's 90% of what's good about
Oh,
those
definitely.
videos.
But again, having seen the last one and some snippets of the early one, there are some running visual gags.
Crazy.
And again, he's had next to no time to make these.
I think the last 2 he did 13 hours straight editing.
Wow.
And I keep being like, make these worse. You don't have to do
On
this.
purpose.
Yeah, no, genuinely. Like,
Yeah.
just put a picture up for a minute. I don't care.
Yeah.
But
If you get a chance, do watch the videos because again, like there is a running gag that the cat is behind it all. I think.
yes.
And the dog?
Yeah.
Maybe.
But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that goes into it, and also they do go up on early at bigsandwich.co,
That's
the audio
right.
version, pretty much straight after we finish.
Yeah.
Those go up. So yeah, I got one more. No, I don't. That's it.
Oh, I got one more then. I got one last one.
That's
This is from
right.
Steve Gray. He says, I put my cape on like Doctor Strange.
What does that mean?
He says, hey boys, just wanted to let you guys know I work as a biomedical scientist. I'm the bozo who tests all the samples that come into the lab checking for COVID.
That's you?
It's a long and brutal job, but it's worth it to help folk. There are 2 things that get me through a night shift. One is James and Meso distracting me with their banter and Tom Holland impressions. The other is that every time I come into the lab, I don't put on my lab coat like a normal person. I put it on like Doctor Strange putting on his cape.
That's sick.
Yeah, all the best, boys, from Steve.
Question, Steve. Has anybody noticed? Has anyone been like...
He puts it on with a flourish and a
Yeah,
twirl.
that's what I mean. Yeah. Interesting.
And presumably some sort of supernatural
So
help.
like a...
Yeah.
Not like a...
Not like a shrug on.
Yeah, like a shrug on.
Yeah, uh-huh. I also like to think, like, I'm assuming that he puts his arms through the sleeves, but I like to think that he doesn't. He just flips it over and ties it around the neck.
Yeah. Do you think when Doctor Strange stops doing it with a flourish, that's when he has to give up being the Sorcerer Supreme?
Yes.
Because his heart's not in it?
Yeah, when he's lost the passion for
Yeah, I agree with me. All right, that's the episode, isn't it?
it. Whole episode. Thank you, everybody, so much for listening. Thank you for the Mark and Naomi for popping in.
Thank you so much.
Very cool.
How do people just sneak in without us noticing, and then the episode we just continue when they're here?
We're good at riffing.
Because we did the show,
Yeah,
we were
yeah.
doing the show, and then they just appeared in here.
yeah.
I don't know. We'll ask him. We'll get him back and we'll ask him.
Okay, we'll do that,
Yeah.
yes. We might get Mark back when Mortal Kombat comes out.
That's right. Yes. Naomi is also welcome, by the way.
Oh, they're both
just to
both
clarify.
very- Oh, in fact, almost anyone is welcome.
No, but continue.
People we know.
I'd never met her before,
Oh, that's a good.
so
that's a good
you
point.
know, it's
Yeah.
it's open. You know what I mean?
It's true.
It's open.
So people we have met or never met before, they're all welcome to pop in, just appear in an episode.
Yep,
and
exactly.
we'll talk about your topic of choice.
Definitely.
Thank you, everybody, so much for listening and for subscribing and telling a friend
Yeah.
or lying to a friend to get him to listen or leaving a nice review. James, you got a nice review?
Got a couple here, Mason. This
Go
one
on.
from Dr. Bert DPT. It says, this is my favourite podcast, and for a good reason. James and Meso are able to do what many podcasts have trouble doing, keeping your attention, never having a dull moment for the entirety of the podcast. I've been listening to them for years and will continue for hopefully many more. 5 stars. Do it in app. You You can do something like that, or you can keep it short. Like Stronkel, who just wrote Solly and then wrote these guys giggle. So these silly guys giggle almost as much as me and my friends.
Tee-hee.
Yeah, we tee-hee it up.
Yeah, it's fun to tee-hee.
It certainly is.
Yeah.
And why don't you keep doing the thing that you were
I
doing
absolutely
now?
will do.
In-app! Sorry, go on.
Listen, folks, if you want to get a hold of us, you can go to Weekly Planet Pod at Gmail, at Facebook, at Twitter, at Bandcamp. You can go to planetbroadcasting.com.
I can.
Yes.
I will.
You can look at all the podcasts on the Planet Broadcasting Network. You can also sign up to the newsletter from the great Rob Collings. He's at Raw Collings on Twitter. He's at the Weekly Planet on Twitter. I'm at Wikipedia Brown on Twitter. I'm at Nick Maso, NickMaseeau on Instagram. You're Mr. Sunday Movies everywhere.
Absolutely, I am.
You can also go to the Planet Broadcasting Facebook group, Planet Broadcasting Great Mates. You can have all sorts of chats. If you're stuck at home, if you're stuck in a blizzard.
I'm
if
not
you've got some
stuck in a
power.
blizzard.
I mean, save your power for, heating and such. But if you if you got
You
a
got
little bonus
You
power.
got one of them little hand cranked things?
If you just crank away and go to the Planet Broadcasting Great Mates Facebook group.
One of the best things I ever got
Yes.
was a torch. It got given to me it was like a public transport thing.
Windy one?
Yeah, no, it was like a grip one.
Ah.
And I took it to Africa, and it was when I traveled, Mason, man of the world. It was the greatest thing. A guy tried to trade me like 5 sculptures of like wooden giraffes. He's like, I want that given. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I can't give this to you. I'm so sorry. They're wonderful giraffes, but I won't be able to get them through customs.
And what the best thing about that was, because you had the torch, later you broke into his house and you took the wooden giraffes.
That's right.
And then
he couldn't see
he had
me.
6 things. He had the torch and the wooden giraffes.
That's right. Yeah.
My
Sorry,
goodness.
you're continuing.
I
the
am
story.
continuing. If you want to support the show, you can go to patreon.com/Mr. Sunday Movies if you'd like to chuck in a buck. We'd appreciate that. You can also go to the Amazon affiliate link in our episode description. You click through there if you're stuck home. You're stuck in Texas. Crank your hand crank thing.
Don't waste electricity on us,
No,
please.
that's true.
For the love of God,
Please
do not
don't.
do that.
You can also go to bigsandwich.co. You can sign up there. It's $9 he does a month. We give you all sorts of bonus podcasts and movie commentaries and early videos and all kinds of things.
That's right. What's up this week? I think there's a clickbait episode.
Clickbait
this week,
episode,
I believe.
yeah. From
Yes,
our we got this covered.
That's right. Yeah.
My goodness. We've also got t-shirts on tpublic.com. You just search for The Weekly Planet.
We do.
Thank you to The Brute and The Basilisk and Rackham for all our musical themes. That's the show.
That's the show, isn't it?
Next week, who knows?
We don't know at this point.
What's out? I don't know. When's the Snyder
I
Cut
watched
coming
Monster
out?
Hunter.
Soon, right?
Yeah. The March 18th. So a bit of
that's
time.
okay, yeah.
Do you want to talk about Monster Hunter? The movie Monster
Maybe.
Hunter?
Tell you what, I'll watch it tonight, and if it's very thrilling.
You won't want to talk about
Yeah.
it. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's like an okay Resident Evil movie, which makes sense because
We should track down what's something in the vein of The Kid Detective that we talked about earlier.
Brick.
Yeah,
Do you want to do a detective episode?
maybe?
Some detective stuff.
Oh,
We can talk about Dick Tracy again.
I'll give you a mystery and you have to solve the
I
mystery.
would love to solve a mystery. I don't want it to be one of those rooms where you go in and there's like you got to look in a box and the box says a telephone and you ring the telephone and it gives you a code and you unlock a key, but then there's another box in there and I don't want an escape room.
So you saw what I set up out there.
Yes, I did.
Okay, well,
I do not
I'll
like
have to,
them.
I'll have to think of something else.
They fill me with dread. I don't like the idea that somebody's watching the whole time, judging how bad you are at it.
Look, I reckon though, of
They've
those,
seen it all?
They're like doctors. They've seen it all. There's no issue that you could provide with them that they'd be like, oh, wow, he's really gone off script here.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you might be right. Anyway, we'll see how I do in yours.
Yeah, that's
And,
right.
I've done one, and it was all right. Have you done one before?
No, I don't think I have.
I think the lesser people, the better. You want like 2, maybe 3, maybe 1. Is that weird? If you did an escape room by
Solo
yourself?
escape room, yeah, kind of. That would be weird.
Yeah.
I think if any, that would be the only thing they haven't seen before. It's just one guy going in and going, I'm here to solve this on my own. It's,
Yeah. I think there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
I think it's like going to a movie by yourself. I love going to movies by myself. I would never have done that. Now I only exclusively do it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. All right. Is that that's it?
That's the whole
isn't it?
show. Well, look, we'll think of something.
Yeah. Maybe it's that thing we said
Yeah.
or a different thing.
Maybe we'll solve a murder.
Yeah. Or attempt.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Maybe we'll get trapped in an escape room and there'll be no episode next week.
I don't want I don't want that.
Yeah.
All right, let's get out of here, Mason.
All right, grab that gem, you guys. We'll see you next week.
Goodbye. Dog's barking.
I know, right?
This podcast is part of the Planet Broadcasting Network.
Visit planetbroadcasting.com for more podcasts from our great mates.
I mean, if you want. It's up to you.